right, special guest Victor Concepcion, and
it's good to be back. Congratulations on your 100,000 subscribers.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
That's awesome.
You helped it, and you came in when I was not very many and had no idea what I was doing.
And you've done a phenomenal job too, man. You make this. Can I say shit?
Yeah, fuck, shit, fuck.
You made it what it is, man. It's awesome. So it's a privilege to be back again, third time. Hopefully 4, maybe 5, maybe a 6 like Michael Jordan, you know, but we'll see.
Absolutely, man. You were here in the beginning. You didn't even know who I was, you know, and so was Rob. He stuck by through all my bullshit. Believe me, I'm not the easiest guy to deal with. And, you know, and guys had to help out when Rob's in the doghouse. Give me the rock. Before we get started, you got to do the rock.
Finally, the rock has come back to Mscs Media. Wait.
And Hogan.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. WrestleMania's around the corner, and just get your tickets now and watch me body slam Andre the Giant.
Solo. How to get it, right? That's worth the whole fucking time. That's worth the 30 fucking pictures you send me an hour before we're about to start.
Yeah, you know how I roll.
But you look really good with that pink on there.
Yeah, you know, that was back in my streaking days. You know, everybody's doing it to the quad in the gymnasium.
All right.
That guy actually won. Like he betted on himself. He put money that he was going to actually go streaking, and then he hit it. He won like was like 75,000 or more than that. But he betted on himself, and he was successful. It was like 3 of them. They did a whole video on it, a whole documentary, and one guy was like a decoy. And where they did it in Tampa, it was not like in Miami where a year ago the same group tried it and failed because at Hard Rock. It's very elevated from where you are to where you can jump down and get on the field. Where in Tampa, no way. It's just you just like hop over. One person was a decoy and he shot out and got lucky.
You know what that kind of reminds me of? Way different. But the girl with the farts in the jar, they made $1 gazillion. You know what I mean? Like the streak and the farts.
Yeah.
She made millions of dollars on that shit.
Damn.
That NFT thing, whatever.
Yeah, that stuff is still blowing up.
So you got a lot of events coming up. So the first one you got coming up is February 12th. So explain to me how the hell this happens. Okay, so you got, it's slide 2, Rob. So it's the second annual, this is the second time you've done it, you could be single or take and crawl.
Right. It's a nice bar crawl. Yeah, people, you know, if you're taking, you actually buy a ticket. So within the Eventbrite, there's actually different, sections to buy your ticket. So if you want to be honest and you're taking, you buy that ticket and then you'll get a red wristband. If you don't want to really tell, you can get the yellow. And if you're, hey man, I'm single, then you buy the, you buy that ticket and you get a green. So it makes it for very good interacting. You get to meet a lot of people. It's a fun crawl because, in these crawls, you basically, you're just drinking. You're drinking for for hours. Well, last year during COVID, we had to do very space, you go at your own pace. Now we're back to normal, hell, since we're in Florida, we're back to normal. And, the first hour and a half, you're in one location. Then everybody goes to the next location, then the next location. So, I mean, with those wristbands, it's an easy tell who you want to talk to, so it can be a lot of fun. Last year's event was, even though we try to follow the right rules, it was a blast, I mean.
So a crawl is you're kind of like going bar hopping, but it's all within.
Yeah,
right.
It's a big group.
Now, how does that work when a couple comes and then you have singles come?
Well, it's up to them if they want to interact. So, I mean, if they do, they do, and if they don't, they don't. So a lot of the couples come with their couple friends, so then they just don't want to really be bothered, but they're there, but they'll still interact. It's a lot of the yellows and the greens, but you better be surprised. Some reds are interacting with the greens. It's last year was a lot of fun. Well,
it's an event and it's different. Because sometimes I don't know. Once you go to 1,000 Valentine's Day dinners. If you got a little spunk in you, sometimes it's cool to go to something like this. And just,
yeah, I mean, originally this was like more of an anti-Valentine's, but then it was kind of like, well, why don't we just,
why narrow it down to
exactly?
Just, right? Because get some swingers in there, whatever.
It could be. You never know. Maybe a year or two from now.
Yeah, a year or two will be taken. Maybe single, and then you're gonna have a another circle that's undecided or something.
Right.
And then you could put swingers if you have that, I guess.
You could. I mean, you're kind of there on the yellow, though. The yellow's on the cusp for swingers, like, hey, maybe,
Yeah. So maybe would be for a lot of different maybes, right?
It could be.
And then where's that actually going to be at?
Well, the 4 locations are Roxy's Rooftop, Myers Lounge, Banco Cantina, and a private venue, which actually we'll be talking about a little later. So
okay, cool. So it's not just at one spot.
No. So the registration, I believe, is starting at Myers or at the private venue, one of the two. We're still trying to figure that one out. The good thing is they're very close to each other, and then Roxy's, and then Banco Cantina.
Cool. And then on Valentine's Day, you have another event coming up.
Oh, yeah. This one actually is catching a lot of traction. The speed dating event. Originally, when we started doing the speed dating events, we were doing Zodiac speed dating. So we wanted to just see how compatible you were, and did it go up to par? And 9 out of 10 times, yeah. The people that you knew you could be compatible with, you were, and those signs that you just didn't want to be around, it's pretty accurate. So this time around, we kind of have that little flair, but we're incorporating it during Valentine's Day, and it's for those people, you don't have a Valentine's, you don't want to be by yourself, stay at home. Well, why not just go out, meet some people? Some people be like, I don't know, that could be embarrassing because I don't want to admit that you don't
have a date.
But guess what? There's a lot of people in the same boat who say, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And, here it is.
And it keeps you occupied. You're not, because I don't care how tough you are. When you don't have a date on Valentine's Day and you're like sitting at home, you could be the toughest guy on the planet. You're thinking like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you can go to this and hang out and get all fucked up and not even worry about it.
Exactly. And you're interacting with people. It's
right.
Not like you're on Bumble or Hinge and swiping left to right. You're swiping left to right with your eyes in person.
Yeah.
You're talking to a lot of people.
With a lot of intoxications.
Exactly. There's some drinks in there, and right. The questions you get to ask, either we help you out and have a little cards with questions, or, have at it. Start talking about things,
So when you say Zodiac, you're going by like the sign thing. So like I'm a Pisces. Right, so I would go in and say, okay, I'm a Pisces, and then you try to match me with whatever matches with the Pisces.
Not necessarily. So yeah, you sign up, you put your little, you put your tag and it says what sign you are. But when you're sitting and talking to people, at that point when you're seeing their sign, then you can kind of just more or less, ask them about, okay, well, how are you, and then you can tell, say you can kind of, if you kind of know your signs, you can kind of then compare and so forth, or however you want to do it, or you don't do it at all and you just talk about other things.
I think, well, the Pisces would be not the Pisces, but the Zodiac would be a good icebreaker, right?
It is.
So guys, you better figure out what you are and what you are, because the women know.
Yeah.
They read that shit all day long on the fucking internet. But guys, you better know. All I know is I'm a Pisces and I'm not compatible with some. What are you, Rob?
Capricorn.
What are you?
Virgo. I'm Virgo, Libra cusp, I
think I don't mix with Libra. I don't know. March.
Mine's Gemini. I actually said, there was a point, I think, for 10 years, right? And I just, could not get Gemini out of my life. It was like kryptonite. Like, I think 2 of them, I think my first love, actually, she was a Gemini. Then I dated someone after her a couple years later. And 2 days apart, they were the same person. In the sense of kind of like, man. And one Gemini was batshit crazy. And to the point where I had to go to Walden Bookstore back in the day. And I had to freaking read signs. And I was like, oh, shit. I'm like reading this. And, I'm like, oh, my God, this is the person to the T. And it
doesn't end there. Now you got to get the newspaper or the app, because every day it's like new what's going to happen in your day. I know people that actually live by that shit. It's fun and whatever. Maybe it's real. I don't know. But I know people that literally base their day off that bullshit.
Yeah.
Hey, I respect whatever anybody wants. Go do it.
Right. But it's a great event. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's on Valentine's. It's something different. Again, you have nothing. If you're at home, you have nothing to do. Nothing planned. Just come out. It can't hurt. It's on a Monday. Great way to start the week.
And are you basically the primarily the organizer of these two?
Myself and Lana are actually the two. We're the two that actually put it together. And that's at Delray Beach Market. It's a beautiful, beautiful market. It's very big. And we take up, pretty much the better part of the second floor, which is the mezz. And it's just a great space, to actually do events.
And then the single or take and crawl, you put that together?
Yeah, that one is myself and my good dear partner, Aaron El Haragi. And yeah, we've been doing bar crawls forever. So it's, I can't do all this by myself. No way.
But still only one person helping you out?
Yeah. Well, we don't. From there, we have other people helping us out.
Like doing little things to help you get together. And then you have another Wheels, Wings, and Fashion coming up.
Well, we've got. Well, yeah, we'll have to get past this one first, but yeah. Well, we actually go to the Gatsby one. That one's coming up also. It's the 11th, but we can get into that when we talk about the private place. But it's very obviously the Gatsby field. We're going to decorate this whole place entirely with a lot of shiny, gold and black, and we're dressing up like the Roaring '20s. We're going to have a burlesque show inspired by the Great Gatsby.
Yeah, this is what's coming up here.
Yeah,
look at this boy. Yeah,
so we have the Wings, Wheels, and Fashion coming up. This will be the 4th annual. Would have been 5, but obviously COVID kind of played into that. And as you can see, this is just a lot of last year's footage, which is amazing. What a great event! This one we did at the Signature Flight Support. We had done it there for the first previous 3 years.
Yeah, that was the one I was at, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I met a lot of cool people. Fucking cars out the ass, planes out the ass, and I'll never forget that guy that came. Best tailored suit I've ever seen in my life. What did he drop on that plane? 8?
No, I forget, but yeah, that guy's
a ton, whatever it was. He was dressed to the T, and I mean, it's really a great way to network and also help out.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the best place to get the tickets is right off the website.
Correct. You can go on the website. Also, you have it's a awesome young lady. She's currently living in Miami, and she's helping us because obviously this event has moved south.
Now, you got so busy and you got so much feedback from the last time, you decided to go to a bigger venue down in Fort Lauderdale with the help of Gulfstream, right?
Well, actually, we well, I'll correct you on the Gulfstream, but yeah, it's the event got really big. Well, there's a lot more people that are, very interested. There's much more that we wanted to do with the floor plan. So it really needed a bigger venue. And luckily, our new 4th partner, Derek Damgard, he's come on board. He lives in Lauderdale. He actually represented Global Wings. And he's the one that, caught wind of our situation and came in, said wanted to help out. And he found us a beautiful hangar now at the Jetscape FBO in the Fort Lauderdale International Airport, and here we are. This bad boy is 3 times the overall size of what we had before. So before we had a 30,000 square foot hangar and maybe about 30,000 square foot runway. Now we've got same amount of square footage in the hangar, but 3.5 times the size outside the runway. So there's just a lot that you can do at this place, and I don't want to give away too much, but we've sat with production groups, gone over what it's going to possibly look like, and this is going to blow away. I'm not lying. Any hangar party, any.
I thought the last one was
that one was great, but if this one goes the way we expect it to go, it's just going to be. You just got to be there. I mean, it's going to be. There's just going to be a lot more jets. I mean, we're on the airport. We're on the Fort Lauderdale airport.
Yeah, when I was reading about it, you could see you'll be able to see the runway, right?
Yeah,
like you have the view right there.
You'll be able to go in. I don't know if we have any pictures. Did I give you the pictures?
If you have one, airdrop it to them of like where it will be. If you want, it don't matter. We can bullshit while it does it, but it would be cool to see that runway while you're there, and you got 3 times what you had before, and I'm sure all the other guys plus however many are going to be coming in.
Yeah, no, I mean it's just going to be an incredible event. Again, moving it down to Fort Lauderdale, bigger markets, and more people, to really kind of expand that brand awareness. Doing it in Fort Lauderdale now, you now attract a lot of the Miami people, and we did have in the past. We had people from Miami and Lauderdale come support this event. Now you move it further south. Now you really have them. We're working something out. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but with ESPN, and hopefully we're going to bring Brightline involved. It'll make it easy for our friends who already bought tickets don't feel like driving down and want to be responsible, well, you got the Brightline, can take you to and from. Even Brightline now has that 5-mile radius where they can take you wherever you want to go, and then obviously you got to find your way back. So you easily have access to those vehicles to take you to the actual hangar because it falls just under the 5-mile radius.
And that Brightline moves, boy.
Yeah,
that's nice.
So this hangar, the hangar that we have now, if you were to look at like the way the Signature's set up, you're looking at the planes like when they park and they come in. This hangar is actually kind of like flipped a little, so it has 2 openings instead of 1. So I don't want to go into ruining the surprise, but on the back end, when you're walking out of the hangar, yes, the Fort Lauderdale Airport's right there. The guitar is right there to your right. Beautiful sunset. So the fact that you've got constantly planes flying in and out. I mean, it's
it's going to be cool. Without giving away, I know you're being hesitant, but give me a couple things we can expect at this one, different other than the space and the runway and everything like that. What's some things we can expect that you can give away without giving away too much, and also without fucking yourself in case a couple don't come through?
A lot in production. It's going to be very visual. It's going to be a very visual event. You're going to be using your phone a lot because there's just going to be so much to take pictures of. I mean, that I can tell you. It's going to be just an abundance of visuals.
Are you going to have a runway thing again?
Yes, we're doing a fashion show.
Okay, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, no, we got to keep the fashion. I mean, it's So we're working on that. I don't want to give anything away from there, but from the staging, from the prelims of what we've been working on, from a production side, it's going to be amazing. The events from 6 to 10. I think maybe, down the road, explore maybe doing it a little later, maybe 7 to 11, just because, with daylight savings and everything, it's not as dark. It takes a while. By the time 9 o'clock rolls around, then it gets dark. So for what we plan on doing, it would be a lot better if it was, darker, because then it'd be the visuals really stick out and pop up. But nevertheless, it's still going to be great. We're looking forward to it, and hopefully Mother Nature will cooperate with us like it has the first 3 years. So, and one of the key things is attendees. We're allowed to bring as many attendees as we like. So we're shooting for 1,000 ticket sales. 1,000.
Now, prior to that, on the last one, what was your limit that you were by, like, I guess code, right? How many people you could have?
Well, they said 350 people was what we were allowed to bring last year. And I have a great story about that, but I cannot talk about it on this segment. I'm going to have to wait.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to wait maybe for the next one, just because.
Play your cards right.
It is going to be, it's a great story. It's a good one.
That's kind of bullshit because you could have fit a hell of a lot more than 350 people in there.
Oh, yeah, clearly.
I mean, we were there the whole time, and it was not even, you had a mile between each other. You know what I mean? And you could go look at the cars and the big-ass jets that, unless you're a billionaire, you're never, ever going to fucking get in. You know what I mean?
No, the event had a little bit of everything, which that's going to be a welcome challenge for this year's event, in the sense that you've got all this space. So I think one of the things with hangar events that I've been to, at least, they're great. And they just have a little bit of everything, and it still doesn't take up the entire hangar runway. There's so much space. Some people may like that. Others, it's kind of like, all right, after 45 minutes, after you eat, look around, you're done. Ours, there's so much to look at. There's so many. We have more cars. Other than maybe when the concourse was doing theirs was more of a car show. And when they did it in the hangar, great, they bring a lot of cars. I'll give them that. But if you were to put, what we do and they do, we have far more jets than they do, helicopters, yachts. I mean, and we bring fashion shows. Again, not knocking anyone. Everyone does a great job, but we bring more to the table as far as the different layers of entertainment that you're going to have, and obviously we're striving for the best. So each year we're trying to make it bigger, better and better.
Grow from it. The only one that I saw that was similar, because I looked, there was one in Vegas. I forget who it was, but there was one in Vegas that was it was similar, but not like yours, because you could go into yours, and for people that haven't been there yet, and if you're flying in, you might as well get the fuck out of wherever you're at now. You can walk around here. But, you go in, I always say his name wrong. I still talk to him to this day. Thank you for networking me with him. Justine, the painter.
Yeah.
Justin, yeah. It's like spelled weird. but he already knows I never say his name right. Shout out, my man.
That's like that segment in what is it? Chris Everett back in the day.
Yeah,
Chris.
Yeah. Well, he was, you know, he does all the painting, and this guy can fucking paint.
Dude, he's a machine.
And he was trying to guess who was going to make it to the Super Bowl, and this year it was so tight, he wasn't sure. So he's like, you know, I don't know which one I should start on to lay like the base, you know, because he does all that by hand, and his stuff is, you know, top of the line. It's like, you know, real art.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see what he has in store for us this year. Obviously, you're going to Lauderdale, close to the Dade Market. You know, more attendees.
We'll be coming heavy.
Yeah.
So, you know, with an event like that, you come in, you have food, then you have paintings, and you're like, okay, there's paintings, and then right next to the paintings, there's a fashion show that's about to start. And then within the fashion show, Corey came out and sang.
Yep.
You know, singers, performers. Then you go around, more food, more networking, like people that if you have a business, you want to meet.
Yes, that's one of the best things. There's a lot of great things about this hangar, but networking is obviously up there.
Huge.
You know, you get to meet a lot of great people. It's a good melting pot of people, and yeah, I mean it's again, if we have 1,000 people, you better believe that's going to be some serious networking there.
Oh yeah, and like I said, what separated yours from the other ones was, you know, it goes from painting to runway to fashion show to singer. Then you got, you know, what, 20 cars there? Not one car that was in the back there with the jets. Not one under fucking.
Yeah, no, we do a good job having, you know, supercars weeks. Like, you know, one of our partners, they help us out very well, and then there's others as well. But yeah, there's definitely not going to be a shortage of vehicles. Not for this particular runway. In fact, let me see if I can pull up a picture and drop it off while we're talking.
Sure.
Now, food is going to be obviously a lot of restaurants. I mean, with that many people, you really can't afford to, you know, run out of food.
And you're down more south, so you'll have a lot more options, I would assume, right?
Right. So, I mean, it just opens the doors. I mean, this makes it, you know, an opportunity to really take this event to the next level, obviously with the right people, with the right sponsors, building relationships, and in hopes that we'll do this event in Lauderdale again. But the goal is to take it nationwide. That is the ultimate goal. We want to do, like, I guess the equivalent of a Barrett-Jackson, kind of like Barrett-Jackson's like, what, like 8, 9, 10 locations across the country. We'd like to do the same with Wheels, Wings, and Fashions. So we feel that this is a blessing in disguise that we're able to get into the Lauderdale airport. I mean, we're doing it in an airport. Some people can say we're doing it at a hangar. No, we're doing it in an airport.
No, it's fucking and a big international airport.
That's no moon.
yeah. So is the idea, like, long term, when you say expand, for an example, if you have one April 22nd in Fort Lauderdale, would you try to coordinate them all at a similar time or break them up throughout the year in different areas?
All different times of the year. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be
Now, how do you go about getting sponsors? Do you reach out to them? Do they reach out to you? How do you go about that when you're, I mean, it's
a little of both. A lot of them, you know, you have to obviously, you know, the existing relationships you have. At times, you know, we had others where we just couldn't work with them because of geographics. I mean, it just, you know, some people from Palm Beach County will work with you because they've got everything here, and then others can't. Obviously, taking it down south, you know, just gives you that opportunity to reach out to people that you haven't been able to reach out to before, or just, again, like I said, you know, just because it just didn't make sense geographically. It's a big challenge. This event is you know, as excited as I am for it, very, very, you know, it's going to be you know, a fun challenge. Then I say fun challenge because, you know, when you do events, usually an event of this caliber, you know, you're doing it 6-7 months out, the planning. I mean, here we were doing everything for Boca up until last week, to be honest. You know, everything we had was planned for Boca, you know, and now from a logistical side, you know, now you move this, you know, with under 2 months, and that's the hangar right there.
Okay, that's the, whoa, yeah.
Yeah, to my left, you have Alex Cowton, then you have myself, and then you have Derek, and then you have Nick Castellano. So that's the four musketeers now. So I mean, so we're planning this event, and Derek, as I said, he lives in Lauderdale, so that's huge for us. You need somebody physically there at all times to be that face of that area, because clearly the other three, you know, I mean, it's, yeah, we'll come down, but can't be there all the time.
So going from left to right, what is their, like, position?
Well, I mean, Alex is very big in social media. He's got, I don't know, 1 million followers on TikTok. He's a brand ambassador all the way, like just social media, just you know,
Through the roof, yeah.
Yeah, you know. Also, he had his tequila company with Monkey in Paradise. So what he had.
Oh shit, yeah. Monkey, yeah, you know Monkey in Paradise, yeah.
Then you have myself, and you know me. I kind of just dabble in everything. Derek, he was involved with Global Wings, and in fact, Derek has been with us since the beginning. Also, and if when I think about it, I mean, his involvement with Global Wings was very, very, very important.
It was very important to your success to where you're at.
Correct, and he was obviously the representative for Global Wings, so he's managed to branch off, and here he is helping us out. And then Nick as well. You know, he's a very smart guy. He also helps me out with the logistical side. He's in the wealth management, and he can fly planes like no other. And so can Alex. So I mean,
I talked to Nick last time at the other one. Very nice guy. Very nice.
Yeah, you know, the great thing about us now that we're adding in Derek is that, you know, between Alex, Nick, and I mean, we really just get along. I mean, we're good friends. You know, we have outside, even when it's business related, we fit so well that I mean, it's now year 4, could have been 5. And barely, there's no arguments. There's no, you know, I did this or you did that. It's, you know, it just works. It's you know, which is sometimes hard, you know, because usually the more, and then when you add more people, you just don't know. Like we also, like I said, we have Love, who's not in this picture, but she, you know, she's helping us out a lot with the PR also as well. You know, and then you have different groups. We have the Camden agency with Bridget, who's also been helping us out as well. But, you know, I mean, it's been a good ride thus far.
This podcast is brought to you by Wheels, Wings, and Fashion. Charity event. A VIP experience like no other. Palm Beach County's finest restaurants. An incredible display of exotic cars. Private jets, helicopters, extravagant boats, premier vendors, entertainment, and more. Making a difference and giving back to the community is one of the more important reasons why they do this annual event. This year's event will benefit the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Saturday, April 2nd, 2020, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Located at Jetscape Business Aviation, Fort Lauderdale International Airport. Huge. 3050 Southwest 34th Street, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33315. You can buy tickets. Go to www.wheelswingsfashion.com.
You know, no major hiccups. There's no drama, basically. You know,
yeah.
I mean,
you know what I thought was interesting was, you know, you got a lot of heavy hitters that go in there. I mean, heavy, and nobody was a dick. Like nobody was a dick that was in there. We talked to a lot of different people, and you know, a lot of times you go to these high end things like that, and you know, people are snobby or have that attitude, you know, and nobody there did.
Right.
And
so I mean, it's
so what I'm trying to say is it's for everyone. Like you don't, you know, it's very comfortable. It's a comfortable thing to do.
It's going to be a great event, a hot ticket. And going back to what I was saying, when you're moving an event to a different location in under 60 days, that is a serious undertaking. So
now take me through that, because I want to feel that you're more tired than me. So you were all ready to set up to go to Boca. How about that, Rob? He was all ready to go to Boca again like the last one. And a week ago, you said, right?
Last Monday,
it's like Fort Lauderdale. How are you going to not change? Now,
how can you not be worried? In a good
change
way.
In a good way,
you know?
Now, how do you make that transition that quick? Because I understand, but how the fuck do you do it? The amount of work to change that quick is a lot. I would think a lot.
Yeah.
Just from the marketing things I've done and whatever else.
I just think that this is where all these years of doing this event, how we've got, you know, our approach with, you know, the various businesses. I mean, it's game on. This is what we've worked so hard for, and this is our time. So it's a big undertaking, but I think we're ready, you know, despite it, and going to a different market. It's kind of like when Rocky fights the Russian. He goes, "Where are you fighting him on Christmas?" Russia. What? You know, you're not fighting him here. Like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. It has that kind of feel in the sense that, all right, we're going to Lauderdale. I mean, all right, for Derek, that's great. It's his backyard, but all of us, you know. It's not my backyard. I mean, yes, I've done a lot of events there. Yes, I know a lot of people there, you know, and I have resources there. Yeah, I've been very blessed, but I'm not there every day. And neither is Alex, and neither is Nick. So, you know, it's a, like I said, it's a welcome undertaking, you know. But yeah, if we pull this off, sky's the limit. I mean, I have a great feeling we're going to pull it off because we have no choice. And that's just the way you got to look at it. This is it. We're in it to win it. We're putting all our chips. We're going all in, and we're letting Fort Lauderdale, the 954, know who we are, and we're not going anywhere. And you got to get your tickets.
Isn't that funny how you know entrepreneurs work, like myself and Rob and you? It's like when you're under pressure and it's a task that is almost impossible, and you know that you're not going to sleep much for the next 2 months.
Oh hell no! I have no life.
But you get it done, and it comes out better when you're under pressure. But if you're not under pressure, for me at least, sometimes it doesn't come out as good as when I'm under the gun.
Right. Yeah, I'm the same way.
So now, what's the process as a businessman and entrepreneur and setting all this up and moving it that quick? I mean, just a ton of fucking phone calls, or
phone calls, quick emails,
please,
a lot of calls, and if we have to be in your face, then we got to be in your face, you know. But yeah, I think there's only like 50, 54, 53 days left, you know, maybe less, but we're getting there. The good thing is it's coming together. You know, it's just got to be coming together a lot faster. There's only a few things that we realize will be like, you know, like a challenge, so to speak, but everything else should come into play. You know, I mean, it's not like you've never done a hangar and all of a sudden you're moving venues. That would just be kind of, you know, that'd be crazy, you know, but it's not our first rodeo, not our second rodeo, not our third. So we're seasoned, you know, we just got to, you know.
And this is your goal too.
Yeah.
You know, and this is how you build it. So you got to do it. You don't have a choice.
Yeah. I mean, the vision's there. I mean, I can already picture it. You know, this time I'll make sure I got the right shoes.
I was just gonna say, make sure you got the shoes, man.
If I order anything online ever again for myself, shoes wise, yeah, I gotta inspect that, because that was just, you know.
Funny is, if you didn't see the last one that Vic and I did, Vic, you explain it real quick, because it's just too funny just to pass up.
Yeah. I mean, long story short, you know, the event was going on with no hiccups. I had ordered these shoes from Saks. It was going to go well with my outfit, and I never bothered trying them on until the day of the event. Minutes before I finally get the shoes out of the box, and there they are, two right shoes. And I almost decided to just go with it and make it happen, but it just wasn't in the cards. And then I, you know, had to leave. And the way I left also, I basically, you know, made it all subtle and let people know, hey, a little emergency, it's okay, don't worry. And meanwhile, hey, it's a big wardrobe malfunction, a heavy one. And I get to the mall, and, you know, I'm pretty much causing a scene there, and could have decapitated a bunch of older ladies, and, you know, and then we're doing it for the kids and let me through. And
meanwhile, the event's going on.
Yeah, meanwhile, the event actually kicks off.
Yeah.
And, but it all works out. But I'll never forget that, the two rights, man.
You played it off well, because I had no idea until you had come in after, and you were like, you know,
yeah,
you look fine to me. I don't know how your foot felt, but. So now I have to ask this. So when you're doing all these things at once, I understand you have no life, but how do you manage it? Like, do you wake up at the same time no matter what? Because your bedtime's got to vary depending on what you're doing. I don't see how you could possibly say, okay, I'm going to go to bed every night at 1:30 a.m. Do you have a set schedule that you're able to do all this and not fall over?
It varies. I try, but you know, with each year you get a little older. So, you know, you just wonder how much your body can take mentally, physically. You know, if you're driving down to Miami and Lauderdale, you're making it a day, just that drive alone could wipe you out. You know, depends on how many meetings you have. So, I mean, I've always been one that only needs about 4 or 5 hours of sleep. So at least for me, in that sense, I'm good. If I needed those 8-9 hours like a lot of the people do, yeah, you'd have a problem. So I've been hardwired for many, many, many years. So when people say, hey, how do you do it? It's, well, I've been doing it for 20 years. It's until your body's just...
That's how if I get any more than 6, I feel like shit.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm really, really tired, and, you know, we get around 7, 8, 9 o'clock, I get that second, third win. I just know I'm going to, you know, no matter how tired I am, I'm just, you know, trusting my body.
I'm asking because I'm sure a lot of entrepreneurs will watch this, and obviously you are, that you're able to pull all this together.
Well, I mean, you have to.
It's not like you're a fucking celebrity.
You got to have a lot of. You got to balance your time very, very well.
And how do you do that? How do you do it?
You just got to be super effective. I mean, you got to be effective with your time. You got to basically set up. You know, okay, I'm going to spend X amount of hours on this, this, and this, and kind of balance it. Try to, and if you've exhausted that time limit, you got to put it in the back burner and go to the next thing, or else you're going to really fall behind. You know.
But how if you don't complete that project that needs completed, but you have another one that you have to do?
Now, so within my week, it's like, Monday, whatever I don't get done, I'll still work on it on Tuesday, depending on where the deadline is. Obviously, certain events will have more of a priority than others, or whatever I push on social media will have priority over others. But it just, you after a while, you just kind of build a little routine. It just happens. I mean, it's hard to explain, but it's just the way it is. But as far as, it's just a lot of time allocation. I mean, obviously, I always make time for my family, which is number one. If my mom or dad said, hey, I really need you, obviously I drop everything. But, but outside of that, it's really about time management. And of course, a lot of my jobs, when I'm out at night socializing, people want to do drinks and shots. You also got to be smart about that. You can't let yourself get too messed up, because then the next day you're paying the price dearly. And last time I checked, I'm only getting older. So, so I mean, you got that also, you got to really just, not be your worst enemy, really, and just, I know my limitations. I know when I need to say, okay, I'm done with this or done with that, when I'm out with friends or when I'm actually socializing, going out in places at night because I need to talk to that person, or I need to make that appearance because, I need to speak to that person that can help me out with this event and this event. So it's very demanding overall,
So do you have, is there a day where you say, okay.
I have a me day.
Like a me day.
I definitely have a me day. Right now, I don't have one.
So you have a me day, but right now you don't have one.
I mean, I have a me day, but it varies now because of the way the schedule, with, say like this week, they got so many events going on, which take a lot of planning, Normally Monday would be my me day, but I got the Hangar. So I really won't have that personal time. I might have maybe a couple hours in the day to maybe take a little power nap if needed, because that's pretty much it, or just to relax and sit down. Or even when I get home, I just don't want to talk to anybody. And I found myself, honestly, when I'm out at night, in the situation that I am now, where I have, 7, 8 things overlapping at once, I don't really want to talk to people. I'm there and I'm smiling and, drinking my, Fiji with maybe potentially Tito's. And I just don't want to talk. Kind of like, all right, just let me do my thing. I'm out to kind of decompose, decompress. It's kind of like, all right, well, and I've noticed that about myself recently, where I just want to be left alone, but yet at the same time, you got to be like, hey, how's it going?
Because you are networking too,
yeah.
But I mean, do you set a schedule for the week every week and then try to stick to it, and you know what the priority is?
Yeah, more or less. Yes. Yeah, more or less. I try to put together a schedule.
And you do that every week?
I try.
And the bedtime, it varies?
It varies.
What about the wake up time?
Wake up time is pretty much right around the same.
What time do you usually wake up?
Well, if I'm not out drinking, I'm up at 6,
Really?
Yeah, sometimes 5:45.
What time do you go to bed?
Sometimes 5:45.
Like average. What time do you go to bed?
Probably when I'm not working out, when I'm not working at night, probably I'm on 32. It's hard for me to go to bed.
Yeah, me
I'm constantly
too.
doing stuff.
Fuck, me too.
It's hard, but when I'm out, I'm out.
Yeah.
I
have the same problem because, you have so many things going on, and then when you finally do lay down, your mind's still running of all the different things going on, and then with me at least, I think, oh fuck.
Yeah, no, I mean
Then it's like tomorrow. Okay, we have.
Yeah, I mean, your body's an amazing thing. Like, it just some days, yeah, you could be on overload and you can't sleep, and then there's some days where you're just that tired, and it's just like, all right.
I'm drilling you about this because the last time I got maybe 100 DMs or more about how you do all this at once, worded differently, and plus I want to know too. So no matter what is the latest you'll sleep during the week when you're working, when you have maybe not all of this shit going on at once, but you're because you always got 2 or 3 things going on at once.
Oh yeah. Even on the weekends, it sucks. I'd like to sleep until 9, 10. I mean, I think the only times that happens, obviously, is maybe on a Sunday realistically, but then I got Polo, so
yeah, that's a whole nother.
Here we go.
A whole nother animal.
Yeah, so I mean, during the spring, late winter and spring, I don't get as much sleep as I'd like, so I do a lot of siestas now. I find ways. I sleep. I'll sleep around like 6 to 7:30. I'll take a little nap and then boom, I'm ready to go.
You know, I read in a not online, a real medical journal that say you got 4 hours of sleep, but then you took a 1 good hour nap a day. That is like extremely, extremely good for you. I could make it all complicated, but a nap is actually more. Say you're a person that needs 8 hours of sleep, but you force yourself to deal with 6 hours. That 1 hour nap later in the day is better for you than you getting that 8 hours. It's proven in
when I take these, and I do take these siestas a lot now. I do.
Yeah.
I mean, usually Monday, Tuesdays, I'm taking my siestas. You know that around those hours, and when I wake up, I don't wake up tired. You know, I'm ready to go, revitalized. You know, ready to let's get things going. So.
And now, tell me about this. Is it a private thing you got going on, or the with the membership and the exclusive? Because you got a whole other thing on that
I keep forgetting we got these beautiful pictures here of Polo.
Yeah, Rob keeps playing around with fucking pictures. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
So we can go to the.
I guess he's looking at your pictures.
We can go to the Speakeasy pictures. So.
I don't know. Maybe Rob smoked some weed before he came in. I don't know.
So this is Polo.
This is Polo. No, not Polo.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that, Rob. No. So the.
So we get to this.
The Speakeasy. Tell me about the Speakeasy.
That's my beautiful friend Alyssa. That's actually the Speakeasy in the back. I think I sent you a video also that for the Speakeasy. Well, the owners of Myers Lounge, Ray and Joe Duva, and they're awesome guys. So they have a beautiful Speakeasy, which actually it's kind of interesting how it's set up, because when you look at the 300 block, you know, you got Roxy's, and then you got another unit, you got Myers, you've got Provident, there's some like nail technician, and then there's the chocolate stuffed animal store, Oh My Chocolate, right? But within that unit, it's like there's a door with a stairway and then the second floor. Well, it's not part of the chocolate place. It's just, you know, so that's where the Speakeasy's at. And there's a wooden door. Actually, those are 2 good girlfriends of mine. And there's a wooden door that says closed, you know, Chicago Prohibition. It's a Chicago Al Capone themed Speakeasy. It's very beautiful, very attention to detail. And, you know, it's very password oriented. So we send out, you know, mass mails to people, you know, that basically sign up. I mean, we send a link. And from that link, they can, you know, RSVP, and then we send them passwords. And then, of course, when they go to the Speakeasy, they knock on the door, they open it, you know, little hole, and say the password, and you're in. You know, that's another picture. And the place has no name, and that's just, you know, you just don't find a place like that around here. There's no name. So when you take a picture like this and you want to post it on social media, you want to tag the place, you can't. So it's like having your own lounge, your own place, you know. I mean, it could be, you know, there's a lot of things you could do. But
yeah, I even asked you, I go, am I reading this right? What the fuck is Speakeasy?
Yeah, no, it's just, you know, and again, we have a lot of, you know, high-end drinks. The high-end Speakeasy.
Yeah.
No wells, all premium and up. Our craft cocktail menu is amazing. That right there is Brett Ernest. We did a little comedy show with him. He's been on Cobra Kai now for the past, you know, 4 or 5 seasons.
You've seen him too, Rob, right?
Yeah, well, on Cobra Kai. I haven't seen him in person.
Yeah,
he's watched him.
He's awesome. He's awesome. So yeah. he's very funny.
I'm positive I saw him at the Improv and hoping he wasn't going to hit me.
He's just.
I was a little bit too close to that one. I thought, oh fuck, because he was really good, but he was at the end.
Yeah. And
I got there late, so the seat was not where I wanted to be. You know, spiky hair. You know, fuck. I thought he was going to kill me, but he didn't. You know.
Yeah.
The comedy, which I don't care. It's just comedy, you know.
The Speakeasy is very the attention, the detail is amazing. That's the Lion Mafia.
That's cool.
You know, that was one of Al Capone's favorite. You know, and you know, you just have to come in and see it for yourself. It's very beautiful. I mean, you can smell the wood. You know, and
love that.
Yeah, it's you know, we've got great music. You know, DJs. We have our staff. You know, if you go back to the Gatsby Party, obviously, that is obviously fitting for our Speakeasy, which we're going to be doing this Friday. It's going to be awesome. It comes with, you know, passwords, and you know, I have fun making these passwords up. I mean, You know, sometimes the passwords can be the passwords in the past that we've used is why am I funny? You're my boy Blue.
You gotta do one with the Rock, Hulk Hogan.
I should.
Not now, but
I did. You know, I used some of the Fletch. You know, Peter Melangello, the Underhill, Boss Man.
Now, if somebody wants to become a member, it's exclusive. So how do you go about getting that password, becoming a member?
Well,
is there an
you have
process?
you have two different aspects of the Speakeasy. So we are in an area that has to be like a member social gathering. Fortunately for us, Joe, you know, he has a 503c7, so it's kind of a nonprofit basically. You know that you can tie in. So the membership is a 100%. You know, tax write-off, and also the drinks as well. When you're spending money on your drinks, it's also tax deductible. So you have that component where you can be a member, and then through the member, you'll get a percentage of your tab off. You'll get X amount of free drinks. You can possibly get a locker where if you're buying, you know, like kind of like Capital Grill. If you're, you know, if you buy some bottles and so forth, and you don't want to finish it, you want to leave it for another time, you can. You get a beautiful metallic card. It's got a little quote from Al Capone, and of course, you also get invited to exclusive events that we do either once a month or a quarter for just members only. So we also have corporate packages as well. But the membership right now, because it's all still we're in the works on that, is going to be anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500 for the year.
For the year?
For the year.
That ain't bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. Corporate sponsorships will be $5,000, and then they'll also have, within the corporate package, you'll also have 4 memberships. And also with that, you can kind of bring as many friends as you want. Then for those that aren't the members, that's where we still keep the exclusivity in the sense that, you know, you know, if you're part of our mass mail, and again, the mass mail was comprised from, you know, going to one of our events that I invited you personally or someone invited you with the link. So we create a private link on Eventbrite. So if you're on Eventbrite searching, you're never going to find it because it's set on private mode. So if you get a hold of that link, you know, and then you RSVP, now you get added to our database, and then we send you the weekly, you know, lineup of what we're doing. You RSVP, you get the passwords, and you're good to go. No password, you're not getting in. Even if you drop my name, you're not getting in. We have very strict people that actually work the door to, you know, keep that experience and that whole exclusivity factor. You know?
Well, that's the whole point of it, right?
That's the whole point.
To keep it exclusive, no bullshit. When you go in there, you have a good time and so on and so forth.
I mean, if you look at this picture right here, I mean, look at those bottles behind you. Where do you find a place in downtown West Palm where they actually have the bottles that they use behind the couch that you're sitting on?
No, because I own a few bars, and usually
normally someone would probably take one of those bottles, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
But no, I mean, that goes to, you know, the people that we recruit and invite to come to these events. It's a very nice, you know, a nice group of people. So
as a business, if you want to get in there for $5K, or you want to get in there as a member for $1,500, you got to go through Eventbrite, basically, right?
Eventbrite, yep. You got to go through them, and you know, well, once you get the membership package, you won't need to go to Eventbrite. We can just send, you know, text you directly, hey, this is what's going on.
And then say it again. How do you get the membership package? Just so people know for sure.
They talk to me. So
directly to you?
So not only am I handling, you know, doing the marketing and obviously, but I'm also the general manager of the place. So yeah, on top of everything else I'm doing, I'm the GM of this place.
That's what I was asking. So, like, how do you do it?
We need that code.
Yeah, right.
I want that.
I mean, you know, when Joe and Ray were talking about doing this, you know, along with Aaron, who's been a great help. I couldn't do a lot of these things without him. He's also the GM over at Myers, and the guy that I do my crawls with. And, you know, when they were talking about, you know, who they should have to be the GM, I mean, they thought of me. And I wasn't sure if I really wanted to take the position, only because of everything else I was doing. I mean, it's a huge undertaking.
Hell yeah.
You know, but I really like the whole secrecy, exclusivity. And I gave them a lot of ideas, you know, the cards, the colors, you know, the cards are going to be metallic, you know, or metallic silver for males. Females get free memberships, only 100 available. So I'm gonna have I'm gonna have a application process. No, I'm kidding. But
background checks. You do background checks?
But
because none of my friends will make it.
We should.
I have a couple.
But you know, when they came to me with the opportunity, and I said, why not? I mean, it's a great opportunity to build something like this. There's nothing like this anywhere around town.
Vic, I was just gonna say it's a hell of a niche.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of I can't tell you how many people I know that just hate going out because they hate people.
Yeah.
But some, right, we'll say, we hate people.
Yeah.
But, you know, something like this that's exclusive that you have to pay, and it's not like $50, you got to pay. So when you have a price like that that isn't unreasonable but reasonable, there's no shitheads going in there.
Yeah, no. And again, and also, and if you're not a member and you get a hold of these links, you know, there you go. You get to have a good time. You can have a birthday. You know, hell, you can watch the Super Bowl. You know, we're
Oh, you should do that.
I mean, the place is set up for a lot of things. You can, you know, and again, it's an intimate venue. I mean, technically, you're only allowed to have 87 people, allegedly. But you know,
I love it. I love the idea.
So you can have like I said, like when we had Brett Ernest. I mean, that was a very close for 45 people right there. You know, private show. I mean, it's not to say that you can't do that for, you know, for other different kinds of entertainment. I mean, the Speakeasy's kind of built for that, you know. So we're gonna go with that. We also have a few other surprises that we're going to be showcasing in the next couple months. That, you know, things to make the Speakeasy even better. We're actually building a deck outside that's going to be pretty sick. You can't smoke cigars and cigarettes inside, but you can outside. So when this bad boy gets built, it's going to be the biggest game changer.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know, we also wanted to get some of the Palm Beachers to come check it out, which we were very successful in doing. Anybody that's been there, they love it. It's like, wow, this is just amazing. It's just, you know, it's well done, you know. And so the number one thing I always get from everybody in feedback is, I hope you keep it exclusive, and that's the goal. So, and I think I'm good for that as long as I'm the GM. You know, I'm good like that. I feel like I have like a Nick Saban mentality of how I want to do things, and you know, I like that my teeth and everything, and you know, I got a process for it. You know, and Rome wasn't built in a day, so I got a good feeling that, you know, give it a couple months, and the Speakeasy is going to be the most dominant thing, you know, in the county, and maybe in South Florida. And I say that only because there is no other Speakeasy like this in South Florida. There's none.
No, it's a niche.
There's nothing in Fort Lauderdale, and I don't think there's anything like this in Miami. You know, so, you know, so one of the other events we're doing outside of the Gatsby, you can go to the President's Day.
The one that
the Point Break
slide 2.
Here, all the way back. You gotta give me a second.
Yeah,
The World Is Yours, obviously. We also play a lot of mobster movies. So while you're there, the only thing on TV is mobster movies. I know now we have sports and the Olympics and all that, but it's all mobster movies. Untouchables, Godfather 1, 2, 3, Scarface. So here we have President's Day. We don't normally open. So before I get into this, we're open Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. All right, 9 p.m. to generally 2 a.m. Thursdays, we're doing a ladies' night. 25% off for ladies that get invited. We're actually, believe it or not, let me backtrack on that. On Wednesdays next week, we're going to start we've got somebody coming in. I don't know if I'm allowed to say his name just yet, but we have someone coming in, and he's got his own group that he's going to be doing stuff, and he's got a great following, and the Speakeasy is made for him. So we're going to be doing Wednesday nights with this guy. Again, can't say his name. To be determined.
right.
Or to be announced, to be honest. And then Thursday, I'm working on an incredible ladies' night. It's going to be a later ladies' night, more like on the 10:30, 11 p.m. I'm at Meat Market, so why would I compete against myself? Mind you, this is one of the challenges that I have doing this. The owners have been nice enough to let me, you know, still handle some of the other things I'm doing. So I'm not going to compete against myself, but at the same time, I definitely want to grow the Thursday. I'm the GM, you know. I want to keep the job.
It's kind of your job, yeah. Right.
Right. So, so I know what I'm doing there with that. I can't go into what that's going to be involved, but I've been talking to a lot of ladies about getting them involved in this project. So I'm very excited. And in about a couple of weeks, we're about to see something pretty fun and exciting there on Thursday nights.
Well, think about it as a woman. You can go on a Thursday night and not have to be worried about being hit on all night, right?
Yeah.
You can actually go and have a good time with just your girlfriends.
Yeah. I mean, and the girls love it too. You know, I mean, the Speakeasy is like an incredible man cave on steroids, you know? So,
well, that's why you throw in the Thursday, right?
Yeah. So you got to do something for the ladies. And we're going to add a few things within the Speakeasy, still keep the integrity of the Speakeasy, but also make it to where the ladies feel comfortable, like, wow, it's kind of a nice little, you know, the ambiance, so to speak, which again, I can't get into.
Thank you, Vic, because I used to have a man cave, and now my man cave is now a Kids R Us. So I now have a man cave back. Thank you.
And nobody will ever know. It's like you were never there because it has no name.
I was never there.
Can't check in. Yeah, how can
my kind of fucking place?
you know? We in the beginning frowned upon people taking pictures, but then it's kind of like, well,
hello, motherfucker. That's why it's called an exclusive, right?
yeah. I was like, well, okay. You know, you can't check in, so not okay. But sometimes I'll walk up to people that I don't know and say, hey, how are you checking in, or what are you posting, you know, and then I'll correct people like, oh, no, you can't put this, you can't put that. And people listen, you know. Yeah. That's the way it is.
Well, that's why you're the GM, because you listen to your ass.
Yeah. If not, you end up, you know, like what Ronald Reagan will do to you if you don't listen. You know?
And you made this, right?
Yes, I made this flyer. So we have President's Day weekend. A couple weeks ago, or maybe almost 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks, a month ago, at Polo, it poured, and we didn't have a game, and I had like 60-something people that, you know, drove all over, and a lot of them from Lauderdale, and we needed to make something happen. So I felt really bad, and I decided to to open the Speakeasy on a Sunday, basically with no staff, and we threw a party, and it was fun. And I figured, you know what, a lot of people were like, hey, man, you should do this more often. Well, you know, you already have the Sunday Fun Day animal that you have in West Palm. I mean, do I really want to open it up? Even with the right people there, if you're drinking for many, many hours, do you really want them there? I mean, our place is super, super nice, you know. But, you know, if you do it maybe once a quarter or something like that and do some kind of a theme, then why not? You know, open it up for, 4 hours. And they're, and have a really good time. And then people people
kind
know.
of control it more, right?
Right. And then, of course, when you do it again, people will be like, oh, wow, you missed the first one. You know, shit, Ronald Reagan came out of nowhere. And, not to give away any surprise that we might be doing, but.
He might be coming out of the ground.
Yeah. He might be pressing the red button, and saying.
10K, you might see him.
Exactly.
So now if somebody goes to prez22.evenbright.com.
Yes. If they go on there, then they get all the information. The information and the password, and of course the RSVP. The RSVP is it's just a way for us to see kind of more or less how many people are going to show up. You could have 200 RSVPs, but that might not mean all of them are going to show up. Maybe 50 are going to show up. Again, the way we're building this, because we haven't integrated the membership aspect, is, we are just inviting you. So we don't really know even if you RSVP if you're coming. So we don't know, because it's not like I'm promoting it to the whole world and come, because if it was that case, I'd pack that place every day, no problem. But when you're trying to organically build it secretively, you just don't know how many people are going to come. Other than people are texting you and saying, hey, what's the password here? You don't know. And I'm busy that I'm not really counting how many times, someone's saying that. So I have no idea. It's kind of a weird anxiety that you get, wondering, all right, shit, am I going to have 60 people or am I going to have 10? Because again, we're building it, we're growing it organically, and it's a different way of, it's a guerrilla marketing approach of what we're doing versus just promoting it out there. And I'm very vague with my posts. Like, I'll post this online, but you don't see the address and there's no name. And it'll just say, message me for, for more information. So that's the way it's been going. But again, it's a nice little, little process that we have, and it's going to grow over time. And we find that, with major events that we do, obviously we get a lot of traction and a lot of RSVPs. Like this Great Gatsby event's going to be really good. I mean, it's going to be packed. I mean, to the point where, I had to buy a lot of stuff to decorate the place. The place is going to be very decorative. It's going to have a lot of 1920s, a lot of, like I said, a lot of decorations and a lot of people are dressing up for it. It's not required to dress up, but a lot of people are dressing up. It's a Gatsby party, and ladies love Gatsby. Let's just be real. The Gatsby theme, the aura. When
I hear Gatsby, I think Leonardo DiCaprio, and I don't know one girl on the planet that doesn't think he's hot. So, and when I see like the logo that you did, that tells me you better dress nice.
Yes, I mean it's gonna be. We got Select the Steve. He's awesome. So going into that. Again, our President's Day party is going to be amazing. We have guest DJs. It's all female DJ. We have Chanel Claire, and we have 3 awesome guest bartenders.
Now, even with the Gatsby, if you go to the website at the bottom, we'll have all this in it. You'll just figure out what's going on. If you want to get in, you have to go direct to you.
No. The website does. So the Eventbrite tells you, obviously, yes, the details of the event, you RSVP. From there, your email address gets added to our database, and then we send everybody a mass mail once a week with what's going on, with the respective links to click on, and then RSVP to get your passwords from there.
Okay, and then if you want to be a member and pay for the membership, the $1,500 or the $5,000.
Yeah, then you come to myself, or you come to, like, say, Joe or Ray. or even Aaron, and then you discuss, hey, I want to be a member, which again, we're still working on that. There's still, a lot that's going to go into that. Because we're only, because we still have to put the software for it and so forth. And of course we want to, we got to create all the literature and verbiage for the members per se. We're only going to have 100 members. So it's only 100 member cards for the men and 100 membership cards for the females. Metallic rosé for the ladies, metallic silver for men. Once those cards are gone, they're gone. That's it. So we got to be super picky, like who these members are going to be, because that's it. We're not making any more.
That's cool.
Yeah. Same thing with the corporate cards.
And now, when do you think that will be ready?
Middle of March. Middle of March, we're going to start rolling it out. We're going to start doing some pretty high-end events that will attract potential members that we think. And then we'll take it from there. And obviously if you can afford it, then great, But it's going to be, this is going to be a great journey with the Speakeasy. Again, like it's our Thursday, so our Wednesdays is going to, like I said, we're going to have we have somebody that's doing their night there. Thursday's going to be a ladies' night. Friday, it's pretty much, if we're not doing events, it's going to be like an open, it's going to be kind of like an open format per se. Saturday, we have Follow the White Rabbit with DJ Kasha. She's awesome. Deep house music. And she can go very deep, but awesome. So, she draws a nice crowd. And so those are the nights that we're open. And, of course, again, opening up, for the Sunday for President's Day is going to be pretty fun. The Gatsby, actually, there's going to be a burlesque show. So it's going to be the inspired burlesque show. We actually did a burlesque show we've done it 2 times already. For the opening weekend, we did one, and it's an amazing show. It's all old school burlesque.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Spotlight, turn the lights off.
That's badass. That's fucking badass. So now, even now that it's not quite ready, if somebody wants to be a member and has the money,
we can take their information down for now, and then we'll just get back to them.
Get back to them when it's fully ready.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, how long did this take you to set up? Or how long have you been working on it, I should say?
Well, I came on board to be the GM maybe 2.5 weeks before January 7th when we opened. So right before Christmas, they said, hey, we want. Well, I knew that they wanted me to be involved, but how involved was I going to be, So I knew that. I knew that going into probably, I don't know, late September, early October. So I knew that, but you never know. So,
but you put a lot together in a month and a half.
Yeah, and we still got a lot more coming. You have boat show, different theme parties for that. And that's the other thing too. So you're trying to do this hangar party, and then at the same time, you've got kind of what is your baby,
Yeah, you got 4 other fucking things. And
and you got
polo and the other pile of stuff you got.
Yeah, so it's a lot of work, but it's fun work. It's very good. I'm very excited with what we're planning on doing with the Speakeasy. It has a lot of potential, and
I think it's going to be I think this is, not that any of these other things are fantastic. I just think this is going to blow things off the top because of the niche. It's a fucking niche, and a lot of people just don't want to be around morons.
Yeah,
and this is a place you can go especially if you're a guy and you just want your man cave back, just for like an hour or 2. You can go have a man cave again if approved, basically.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's
going to be awesome, bro. It's going to be.
The sky's the limit. It's going to be great. I'm glad that I'm a part of it. So these guys have done a great job. So I can't wait till we expand more. Like I said, when we build this deck outside.
Oh, you think that'll be done by summer?
We hope so.
If it's done by summer. This podcast is brought to you by BlueLineMoving.net. Blue Line Moving and Storage is a licensed, bonded, and insured moving company, veteran-owned, and have been operating for over 10 years. They are dedicated to providing excellent service to families across South Florida and nationwide. So it's not just Florida, nationwide. Local and long-distance moving. They have you covered. Doesn't matter where you're at in the country, you're covered. Professional packing and unpacking. What does that mean? Well, that means when you go to move, you don't have to pack up your stuff. You don't have to unpack it. They'll do it for you correctly. You can trust them. Loyalty is everything to them. It's like the mom and pop restaurant you used to go to when you were a kid. Commercial and residential cleaning. It doesn't matter if it's a house or you're moving from office to office. They'll come in and they'll take care of it. They also do pressure washing and trash removal. So when you move from one house to another and the landlord is complaining that the driveway looks black, They come and spray it down, make it look clean. Any trash you got laying around, they'll take care of and be done with it. Transportation of specialty items. Let's say you got a piano or a rookie card that you don't want to lose. They mark it down. They know they got it. They let you know that they got it. And you can call them anytime with the personal moving assistant that they provide. And you can track where your package is at and what estimated time of arrival it will be there. They're not one of those companies that they need 20 people to be going to the same place. If you call them and you need moved, they'll do the job and everything will be unpacked, packed cleanly, and you'll walk into a brand new place. So if you're moving anywhere, whether it's commercial property or residential property, go to bluelinemoving.net. And the best part of it all, you don't need to call. You don't need to text. You don't need to email. When you go to their website, you can schedule everything online. You don't need to deal with nobody. And they will be there on time and get the job done. So go to www.bluelinemoving.net. It's worth the time. Lights out, pal.
Yeah. But once that is built and ready to go, lights out. You're going to want to be there.
Lights out.
It changes everything.
And the amount, and I'm like, for me, I'm just taking like the networking that's going to be there.
Yeah.
Especially with that deck with cigars.
Yeah.
Whoever was hesitant because they want a cigar, they're going to be there.
Yeah. I mean, and right now, again, we're limited to how many days we're open, but that's not to say that we wouldn't open for, a special event or eventually be open all the other days. It's just, again, you're trying to build something organically, so it's going to take time, just so each night it's going to take time, and that's just how it is. You just got to be patient. But, and I always try to compare football to things I do. I'm like, dude, Nick Saban started 7-6 in Alabama, and then the next year he never looked back.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel. I'm not saying I'm going 7-6 my first year, but I don't plan on looking back after once I get this ship right.
Yeah.
That's it. It's gonna how it's gonna go, and hope to win a lot of championships around the way and make some money and retire early. And
you always have good people around you that you do business with, and because you've been doing it so long, you got to inch it because you don't know what's going to happen with this. This is new. So if you go 5 days a week open or 7 days a week and you got problems, that's tough to kind of go back on. But if you're only open up a couple of days in the beginning, then you can work out the kinks, and then if you choose to, then you can expand from there.
Yeah.
Is what I'm getting from you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, when you're the GM too, I mean, listen, there's not many GMs that have what I've done. I mean, some come in and it's what they're supposed to do, and they're great at delegating, and the pressure of they do what they're supposed to do. I guess I think more with restaurants, because when I'm dealing with restaurant managers, it's completely different. So this could probably be scratch that. But my whole point is, we're depending on what you're doing within the hospitality industry, But I can now see when you work for a club, it's like, shit, a lot of pressure on yourself, because you're kind of like a promoter per sense.
Yeah.
So I already know how that feeling is, but now it's kind of taken up to the next level. It's like, all right, well, it's on. I mean, shit, you don't want it to rain.
Yeah.
My
grandparents had a restaurant and a motel, and then this is back in the day, and then downstairs another bar, kind of like a man cave where you could play pool and everything else. And they used to hire a lot of people, but it would be in and out. And it got to the point where every time they would go hire somebody, they had a different vision or a different idea than they had, and they just started to become a mess. So then my grandmother and my grandfather actually built an apartment, or it was a house on the back of the motel. So they had a hotel. It was right off the turnpike, so all like the construction people would stay. It was like a perfect spot for them.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had the Italian restaurant inside, and then downstairs like the pool. But every time they would hire people, it would fuck things up. So they just decided to hell with it. We're just going to run it ourselves and within the family. And then they didn't have any problems. And I'm bringing that up just because when you brought up the restaurant industry and the hospitality, it's no joke. They tried to get me. I said, when I was growing up, I said, "Oh, hell no.
I couldn't do their job." I think I have a lot of admiration for what they do.
You got to be built for that shit.
Yeah.
They live there. Yeah. Like we're up all the time and working, but they have to physically live there.
Yep.
One thing you brought up, I had a few bars in the past, and when I had them, craft beer was the big thing. There wasn't cocktails and all that, or if there was, we weren't selling them. It wasn't big. It was craft beer. Was like the hometown beer, like the chocolate, the crazy shit. And now you had brought up that you guys have craft cocktails.
Yeah.
What the hell goes into making that? Because that's, that's interesting.
I mean, a lot of very expensive items.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I never realized when, like, I wish I should have sent you a picture of our menu. Our menu, it's an amazing menu, but you got all kinds of cherries and freaking chocolate and chocolate cherries and everlasting gum stoppers and fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like when I'm trying to go out, and buy these, get everything that I need, for the Friday, Saturday. I'm like, just like, really? Like, I was blown away by how expensive some of these things are. I mean, some of the bitters and, some of the extracts, I mean, over $30, $40, $50. Like, I'm like, Jesus. And they're tiny. I mean, they only go for a week. So you want to get like 2 or 3 of those because depending on the volume that you're selling, and I get it now. I understand now why craft cocktails cost a lot, because within that you have ingredients that really cost, that they're expensive. But at the same time, the drinks are awesome. At least with our place at the Speakeasy, I mean, you're getting every, your dollar's worth for sure, and then some. But a lot of respect for the mixologists that take the time and spend the money too. Like I said, to spend the money to create these drinks. Give them all the world props.
Because, like I said, when we had it was just beer. They weren't really doing this is 5, 6 years.
And craft cocktails are in. I mean,
they weren't 5 or 6 years ago. And when we would go to order, it would like a case of for whatever reason, everybody wanted chocolate beer, and it literally tastes like straight chocolate. But it would be even at wholesale buying in bulk, because we had 4 different ones, a 12-pack. To set, which you could go to Walmart and get it cheaper, which was fucking crazy to me. But when you have a liquor license or beer and wine license, you got to buy from them.
Right.
And then I would go in Walmart and see the same thing for $3 less. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but anyway. So like a 12-pack of chocolate beer or cherry they had, and then they were coming out with like the big one was Sour Patch Kids. Oh my God. It was a beer that was like a Sour Patch Kids, and I mean these kids would come in and hammer it, but it's so strong.
Yeah, it knocks you
and it was so crazy expensive. And then when we looked in, most of it's kind of like handmade. It's not Budweiser making it, or they have their own version. But at the time when we were getting it, it was like the mom and pop shop down the street, or within a reasonable amount of miles making it. But it was top notch. So when the waiter or waitress, when they go to mix that, how do you mix that together? That's like an art, right? I mean, to me, I would have to assume that's an art.
I mean, you got to know the exact amount of ounces that goes in it,
and it's so fucking
from the liquor
strong.
to the actual fruits to the edible plants to the little guns that they fire, the little marshmallows, and they put on a little show for you, and it takes time. I mean, it's these craft cocktails take, a good 5-6 minutes to make. I mean, I say that it could be less, but, in the moment when you're waiting, it sure feels like that. But they're worth the wait. But yes, it's a nice little art that goes into it, and watching how they make it and how it looks,
And what kind of training goes into that? Because that's not like making a cranberry and vodka or Long Island iced tea.
I mean, it's kind of like baking a cake. You got to
trial and error.
Trial and error. You show them exactly how many ounces go in what, and they've tried it a few times, and then of course I get to sample it and let you know if it was good or if you're off here.
Can you walk after a few samples?
Yeah. I mean, try to walk in place, but I mean, we've been fortunate. Our staff is very knowledgeable. They caught on very, very quick to the drinks and what was required in them, and we haven't gotten any really complaints on it. I mean, our drinks have been spot on.
Now, I've never had a craft cocktail, so when you compare, let's say, a shot of vodka, like a good quality vodka, to or a martini, a good quality martini, to a cocktail with the craft liquor. How much stronger would you say?
Oh, a lot stronger.
Like how many times?
I mean,
because I know the beer, bro.
beer.
It varies, but it just depends. Some drinks might have like three liqueurs in them. Our old fashions are amazing. Our tequila old fashions are amazing, but they carry serious power behind it. So it depends. Some of our craft cocktails, if they've got more than 3 liqueurs,
good night.
Yeah, you're feeling it.
And they taste.
They taste so good.
That's what will kill you. I don't even like chocolate, but at one of the bars we were able to get it was a vanilla chocolate mix, kind of like a white chocolate. It tastes like white chocolate almost with cookies and cream, and you would drink the whole thing.
That's why.
Not one like taste of alcohol. 2 of them,
That's one.
you would have thought you drank 24 pack in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I've had a few times. I've tried the craft cocktails.
Oh, you've been down that road, huh?
2 of them, like, how is this happening? You know, like
Yeah, and at first I was like, the first time I tried it, you know, because they came in with, and I'm like, is there something wrong with me? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm really fucked up right now.
It's like in college when you used to drink the jungle juice.
Oh yeah, the jungle juice.
Yeah.
Oh man, this shit's really
Vladimir.
good. And then you're like
Love it.
fucking blacked out after that.
Yeah. What happened last night? Well, I don't know. Well, I guess the guy put the whole bottle of Vladimir for $6 in the fucking jar.
right? Yeah, no, but ours is very tasty, very very tasty. But yeah, we got a great menu. We got I think like over 10 to 12 items.
Now we're not even halfway close to all the stuff that you do, but now Polo's going on, right? Slides 6 through 11, I believe, Rob. Now, why do you think that this year is going to be one hell of a year and records and things like that?
I think based because of last year, because of the demand that we had, you know, for the brunch tickets. I mean, we were still opening things up. You know, I mean, last year, even though we were in January, yeah, like things didn't really like open up here in South Florida until March. You know, I know that because remember, like trying to even get the Hangar approved for you know large groups. That's,
you were worried because you came in here prior to that.
Yeah. So, but because we made it work last year, you know, you could tell that it's just, all right, people, the appreciation and people want something to do. I mean, it really comes down to that. People want to be out now. People want to do things, you know. It's hard to believe that in other countries, you know, people still have lockdowns. And I mean, they're backwards, way in a way that you know, I'd be very depressed. You know, so that being said, you know, people here want to do things. You've got something like Polo, which is just a fun event, and the fact that there's no restrictions. I think that's what, you know, the way we had it set up last year, even with restrictions, we still did very, very well. I mean, me personally, I had my best year of selling brunch tickets, and I never thought. I think I sold more than 100 more than what I did the year before. I couldn't even give the year before because we were done with our season in March, but the years prior, you know, to have sold, you know, each year I keep beating my own record, which I keep saying every year. I don't know how I do it, but it happens. But it's just, you know, by seeing how receptive people are, and especially now, you know, with no restrictions. I mean, it's pretty much back to usual. You know, people want to be a part of it. You know,
is Glenn Schwab still big heavy into that? I used to hang out with him a lot. He has the black Bentley.
I have not seen.
You know who he is,
yeah,
right?
but I've not seen him. You know, not
lately.
on this side.
Lately,
No, lately.
maybe he's sleeping. He's always fall asleep in that fucking Bentley.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you're gonna kill me, man.
I mean,
he's actually a cool guy.
This past
People talk
weekend,
shit, but-
it was great to see the pavilion and the member side. I mean, I think it was probably one of the most attended matches that I've seen. I could be wrong, but you know, it was just really refreshing to see as many people as there was at the polo match this past Sunday. It was great. I mean, it was awesome. I mean, the food was on point. Food's been great this whole time. I got 2 of my friends here.
Yeah, let's go through some pictures here at the Polo Club. You know, Vic, I didn't even realize how big Polo was until I moved down here and met Glenn. I had no idea it was fucking huge and like big money.
I didn't show any pictures. I didn't show any pictures. Late Neil Hirsch passed away.
Sorry,
he was very big on. He was the man behind Players Club.
Oh wow!
You know, so they did a Players Club reunion benefiting the Boys and Girls Club, and let me tell you, last Sunday it was just a great Sunday, but it was very nostalgic feeling because you know you're going to something that you used to go, and these events were memorable and legendary, and then also you know you got to see montage pictures of him, and I got to see some people that you know loved me or hated me depending on what time I showed up to the Players Club based on you know my hours of drinking, because it'd be a serious gauntlet by the time you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into that. That's probably for another
a
time.
Fun one, right? When all this is done, you got a break, right?
Yeah. Anybody that was a Players Club bartender, Josh Admin can attest. They could say stories about me, whether they're good or bad. But it's
condolences to his family. You know, that
yeah,
sucks. And,
an amazing person. He did a lot. He did a lot for the community, and but yeah, so it was they put on a really awesome event last Sunday. It was great, but yeah, Polo's been phenomenal.
I still can't believe how fucking big that, and that's worldwide.
Yeah, like I said, you know, Wellington obviously is the
spot.
They're the equestrian capital of the world right now.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Although Ocala up north, you know, close to my, you know, Tallahassee and up in that area, Gainesville, Ocala's been, you know, making a big push. So, you know, that's, you know, that they've been doing a lot up there. They've been building a lot. So, and it's crazy because I say Ocala. I'm like, really? I just think of cows, but
yeah.
You know.
Did you know how big Polo was before you moved down here?
Not before I moved down here, but when I was down
I found out real fucking quick when I moved down here, boy.
When I was down here, I went as a side
It's
gig.
pretty cool.
I was doing camera work. They used to do gladiator polo.
Yeah, that was
camera
fun.
Camera work for that.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe the people that would show up for this stuff.
Because they used the wall basically as like the 4th or 5th player, you know, and it'd be pretty cool, you know, loud color of the ball itself. But yeah, polo, like I said, it's, you know, we're in week 7. I can't believe we're in week 7 out of 17. And the staff has been amazing. I mean, keep in mind, our staff is no different than any other staff in the hospitality, even though in the business, even though, you know, South Florida has, you know, or the state of Florida has shown a lot of improvements in what you're able to do for yourself in times of going out and having dinners and stuff like that. But in terms of staffing, they're still hurting. I mean, everything is still hurting. They're not, you know, everyone can use COVID as the excuse. Omicron, Megatron, whatever the hell is out there at the moment, you know, the sniffles.
Nobody wants to fucking work.
And yeah, so you're still fighting that. You're still fighting being understaffed, you know. And so then when you have something like Polo, could you have 700 people in the pavilion? Yeah, but if you only have, you know, 30, 40 people to work it, how good can you be? You know, you can have the best food, but so, and then people get mad, you know, and it's not just Polo, but if you go somewhere else, you go anywhere and they tell you, oh, you know, the wait's like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, we're over capacity, but then you walk up and then you see empty chairs. Well, it's because they're over capacity for what they can handle.
Yeah.
You know, not because they're over capacity, because they're over capacity.
They don't have anybody working.
Right. They just don't.
I've had the same problem with a couple other businesses. People, you know what I think? I think it was the checks.
Yeah.
Between the pandemic and then getting a $50,000, $100,000 check, more than you make in a year for some people. They were getting checks for more than they make in a year just for staying at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then once you get accustomed to that, you know, it's tough to snap out of it.
Yeah. And it's everywhere.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we still have not gotten past that. And who knows if we ever will. You really don't know, but we've been very fortunate. Still having a great season, have an amazing staff. I'm very fortunate to report to some awesome people.
I want to go through all the picks, but I want you to tell me something I think is really fucking awesome. Sunset Polo.
Yeah, so
he's doing Sunset Polo.
Yeah,
so as the sun goes down, right?
Yeah,
if you
so
could elaborate on that.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna roll it out in May. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it, but I'm saying it anyways. Who cares? Hey, you know.
Sunset Polo.
No. Sunset Polo, brought to you by the great one.
Hulk Hogan voice. Hulk Hogan voice.
Brought to you by Hulk Hogan. But yeah, that's gonna be in May. I think it's gonna be the last 2 weeks. They've been talking about it. It'll be something that'll start around 5 o'clock. You know, I don't know if you're gonna call it brunch, but you know, obviously it can be food and stuff, but it's going to be pretty awesome. And I think the fact that we're willing to, you know, think outside the box and do something different, doing polo almost at night, I think that's great. I think it's awesome. The sunsets in Wellington are beautiful, or at least by the polo grounds are very beautiful. So it's going to be, you know, how could you say no to that? I mean, it's something to do, something different to do. So, you know, you might be like, okay, yeah, I've been there, done that during the day, but you haven't done it past 5 o'clock.
Nah, that's the niche.
Yeah.
That's the niche. That's again another thing that separates you from other people. And
so it's to be fun. I mean, here are a bunch of friends that got together, show support, love polo.
Tell me about some of these pictures here, Vic.
You know, these are just, you know, guests that, you know, get together. Again, it's just a little social network. Sometimes you're celebrating your birthday. You can do a gender reveal. I think in this video, it's just kind of showcasing how busy we were. It's pretty busy.
Pretty busy.
Yeah. A lot of lobster. Again, there's a lot of food items to pick from. You know, a lot of shrimps, a lot of lobsters.
You know, when I see these chefs, the way that they can cut this, look at that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You want to talk about art, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Ruth Chris steak, oof, look at that.
Yeah, that looks pretty... I'm getting hungry now.
I was just saying the same thing. Now, what's this? Desserts here?
Desserts. I think we get to the omelet station right here.
Oh, there we go. I am fucking hungry now.
Yeah. There's a little bit of everything for everyone, even for kids. What
a beautiful setup. Huh, Rob? How beautiful is
it? Changes every week. Just, well, more or less certain things. Certain items change every week. Not all of it. A lot of breakfast items are always the same, which is great because you need that. And then, of course, some of the food that we have to offer are either
that's
lunch
what I
or
call
dinner.
a fucking
mine right
omelet.
there.
That's what I fucking call
Yeah.
an omelet
With a
right
side
there.
of a lobster.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's
right?
beautiful.
So I mean, it's been fun. You know, like I said, I think Polo this year, the attendance has been phenomenal. We have a lot of sold out weeks coming up. I myself am having one hell of a season. I think already the amount of tickets I've sold already beat what I did in 2018, and we're almost middle of February. So it's been great. Again, going back to showing people a good time, taking care of them, and also falling back on something that's got a good product.
Now, how do you get tickets for the Polo?
Well, with Polo, all I can say is just contact me. That's it. You just call my cell phone, and then we talk about the rest.
And go from there.
And we go from there. I'm the guy you want to talk to. Yeah, I mean, we got Valentine's brunch coming up, even though this is Sunday. But I mean, it's Polo goes all out for their food. I mean, we're sold out, so it's definitely the food there is just phenomenal. I mean, there's just always, you can't go wrong with the food.
You got a packed Valentine's Day because you got Sunday with Polo. You're gonna have to deal. Are you gonna go to that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
you'll be hands on in some way.
You go from the Gatsby Party to the crawl, Polo to Valentine's. Speed dating. Since I can't wait for Tuesday.
Well, let me see if I can get a sponsor for Advil for you.
Seriously. Yeah. I mean, again, this picture from the Speakeasy.
That's the Speakeasy. Yep.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome.
My friend Alyssa, she surprised me that day, so that came out to be one of the few pictures that I have within the Speakeasy of myself in it. Because again, I'm the one that preaches no pictures.
right, and then there you are. But you do have a nice chandelier,
and she's worth
there.
taking a picture with. So,
yeah, it is a fucking. So I was looking at the chandelier thing.
Yeah,
I'm into that. So what do you think about John Madden passing away? Huh?
Oh man,
did you play Madden when you were a kid?
Oh, all the time.
Fuck, I couldn't believe it.
All the time. I couldn't believe it either, man. I mean,
he seemed healthy, but he kind of did disappear for a little bit. I forget.
I mean, he knew his football. I mean, he was football.
He was football. He was football. Everybody knew that voice.
Yeah.
That was like the trifecta. He died, then Betty White died, and then Bob Saget died. You're like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. Did they ever say what happened with Bob Saget? It had to be drugs, right?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No, I don't know. They're saying impossible, just a heart attack or a stroke. I don't know.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Who's your pick for the Super Bowl?
Well, during these playoffs, I went 9-3 straight up. 9-3. My only 3 losses, 2 of them were the Bengals. I had Bengals winning the first game, but then the Bengals kind of did me wrong against the Titans, and then they did me wrong against the Chiefs. I had Green Bay winning the whole thing. Of course, San Fran ruined it. My lock was the Rams versus Tampa Bay. That was my lock.
That's what I thought too.
Which was people thought I was crazy.
I thought the same thing.
People thought I was crazy when I took San Fran versus the Cowboys. But yeah. So 9-3. Kind of look at that. The Madden prediction has the Bengals 24-21.
Madden's got a 24-21.
I mean, it's hard for me to bet against the Bengals because they've done me wrong. But I also feel that the Rams, and this isn't really a home game, for the Rams, even though it is at home.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're going to have a small contingency of Ram season ticket holders. But, again, the NFL rents out the stadium. So, and then they allocate those tickets to their sponsors, and that's how it goes. And then a small percentage goes to the fans, to the season ticket holders. So, even though the game is played in LA, I think the Rams have an amazing defense. I mean, dude, Joe Burrow has been sacked 1,000 times this past season.
He's got to be.
The man has lost to Cleveland twice, the Jets once. I mean, losing to teams you're not supposed to be losing. The Rams, they finally figured out the San Fran mix. As you can tell, I'm dancing around this question.
Yeah.
I mean, a big part of me wants to bet. I think the under is going to hit in this game.
The under-over is 48 point. Right now it's 48
I just have
and
a
a
hard.
half.
Yeah, I think the under is going to hit. And I just have a hard time betting against the Bengals just because he's done me wrong. It's like, dude, but I think in the end, I think too much defense for the Rams, in my opinion. You got Arnold, you got Harrison, Ramsey's been a little banged up. Interesting matchup with Chase, but I think in the end, I like the Rams, man. I think the Rams are gonna.
What do you think the spread will be? I mean, they got it at 3 with the Bengals. That would kind of be crazy. Remember how bad the Bengals used to be? Like 4 years ago, they were like 1 in fucking.
I would be very happy with the Bengals winning. You know, I mean, I don't have a bone in this fight, but yeah, I mean, I'm going with the Rams. You know, I think that they're gonna get it done. You know, Matt Stafford, I think, probably will retire. He's another guy that no one talks about, but he's up there in age. You know, and he's probably another.
Here's the Simpsons predicting more shit. You know how many things the Simpsons predicted?
And they've been on point.
How is that?
It's so scary.
It's real scary.
I read this though, but
go Bengals! Jesus,
Rob, can you read this?
Yeah, hold on. I want to
really
because I saw this the other day, but it's not fully true. Hold on.
But they have it in blue.
It says now. It seems. Let's see here. Sorry.
Oh,
according to a recent viral photo, the Simpsons reportedly predicted the Cincinnati Bengals will win the Super Bowl. On Sunday, February 13th, 2022, the American football team will play in the forthcoming game. However, the Simpsons did not predict that the Bengals expect to win the Super Bowl. There were 3 photographs that went viral on a post. One team's cheerleaders, Homer with "Go Bengals" scrawled over his tummy, and a news anchor with caption "Bengals win Super Bowl 34, LA 31." While the photos were taken from genuine Simpsons episode, the text forecasting Super Bowl victory was inserted by a third party.
Rob, you pulled a 52 fake out on us, man. But if they pick, whoever they pick, I'm going right. If I could, I would go right down and place a bet.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Both defenses are playing very, very well.
I can't believe they have the under over 48.5.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to get to no 48.5.
No, I don't think so either.
I think it's going to be kind of a boring Super Bowl.
I think it's going to be more like a
it's going to be a defensive game, I think.
Yeah, a 23-16 maybe.
Something like that. And it's not going to be like
in the 30s.
Yeah, it's not going to be like a Tom Brady Super Bowl.
No. This you get ready for a very low scoring game and a lot of sacks, in my opinion. I think you're going to see a lot of sacks on both sides of the football. I mean, Cincinnati, listen, they won their last 2 games by interceptions, and that put them in the situation to win the game. So
it's a fucking tough pick, man. Who are you picking, Rob? Not who you want. Who are you picking?
That's
if you're gonna if you were to bet, who would you bet on?
Who I want to win would definitely be the Bengals. They haven't won one ever. Get the Cincinnati fans a Super Bowl. I don't know, man. Like he said, it's hard. Burrow.
I don't like that spread being. Well, they got the spread at 3, and then they on all their betting way they got it 4.5.
But yeah. I like Burrow reminds me of.
And they got LA.
Burrow reminds me of a little bit of that Joe Namath swag.
I think the Rams are going to win.
I don't know.
My pick is the Rams. I think halftime it's going to be 10-3. Yeah. I think 10-3 Bengals at halftime.
I like 10-6, but yeah, I'm with you.
And then I think second half Rams come out after halftime and beat them. That's what I think. I think they beat them by a touchdown.
Yeah, I think so too.
What about the halftime show?
It's Dr. Which I'm surprised. Hey. I'm surprised by that. This is the first time Los Angeles has had this in fucking I don't know forever.
Yeah,
long time. But they got Kendrick Lamar's performing, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and what I thought was really weird is they got Jay-Z behind it. Jay-Z's producing it, and he just got in all kinds of shit with Tidal. He got sued for fucking quarter billion.
Yeah, he's got
200 million.
You think we're going to see any more surprise acts besides those?
Yeah, I'm sure. But I'm sure.
Isn't Eminem going to be in that too? I mean,
right now they just got listed Dre.
Eminem's in it.
Is he?
Yeah.
On the main website, that's just the ad. I mean, I just glanced at it.
I mean, I'll let you know, not to get away from that, but, you know, I've been on the show before. Remember the Star Spangled Banner, the national anthem?
Yeah.
So I'll let you know what my buddy tells me about that.
Yeah, you got to.
How long that's going to be.
That's right. Yes.
Yes.
I look at that like Christmas for me. It's like, oh, yeah. You hear that? You're like, all right. You know.
I'm surprised, though. I'm surprised they're putting Dr. Dre up there. Well, Snoop's pretty clean. He cleaned up. But Kendrick Lamar, I don't see him holding back words, but I don't know. I guess
maybe Kanye will stumble his way over there.
Man, listen, at this rate, you might even have Tupac on the big screens, you know?
Yeah, like a hologram.
Or Biggie. You never know. I might have him up there. Big, you know.
Bleep them out. Bleep out every... Well, they couldn't even talk nowadays.
No.
they can't say a word. I mean, they would never make it, you know?
Right? Oh, I know. In today's society...
Has that affected you at all with anything in your business? Just like the censorship and the more strict... You're kind of out of that. that
Yeah,
whole realm
I choose not to go there now. I had a few little small experiences,
on social media.
Yeah, just it was just basically, and I don't really want to go into it, but
Sure.
I'm not a fan of LeBron James. I never have, and I've always been very adamant about that. So, and I still won't be. I'm not saying that he's not a great player, because he is.
Yeah, you can't take away talent.
Yeah, you can't take that away. But all the other things he's done, that just doesn't rub me the right way, and I'm just not a fan of the guy.
Me neither.
So.
And if somebody else likes him, great. But I'm not.
And I would sometimes take it to social media. So sometimes some things can be taken out of context and here and there. And
isn't that?
So I just won't even go there now.
Yeah,
it's
sweet,
but
and
it's even some of the I guess certain things, I guess, like I guess maybe the way I said it just didn't come out the right way, and it didn't, but I feel, the situation that came up, I felt really, really bad overall as a person, because I knew better. There's no point. I mean, looking at it from that aspect, as us all being, human beings and so forth, so I felt bad for that, even though my the context was really going towards, LeBron, but I probably could have chose better words of what I said.
Oh, don't pour Rogan on me. Don't pour fucking Rogan on me, Victor. Don't fucking do it, or I'll make you do The Rock and Hulk Hogan again. Don't pour fucking sorry Rogan shit on me.
Check me down the
Rogan, I love you.
hotel.
I got your fucking plastic cell that was really hard to get, and then you go apologize. Come on.
Yeah, listen.
But I don't know. You give me 185 million, maybe I'll say it.
Victor for 2024, man.
I don't know how much Rogan got. I just know it's something. Fuck. I still can't believe you fucking said that. But, whatever. What are you going to do? This is the way we live now,
Mm-hmm.
And you have to accept and adjust. And then just move on with it. You can't let it get to you.
Yeah, pretty much. So I stay out of everything now. I really don't have any. I just keep doing. I just now focus on what I have to do, and that's it. And you want my opinion? Let's come see me at my Speakeasy and have a drink with me, or a meat market, or Kapow, or
There's this documentary you got to watch. It's called Project Veritas. Did you see that?
No.
Okay, so Project Veritas. I didn't see the whole thing, so it's really interesting, and I could be destroying it because I didn't watch the whole thing yet. But what I did see, there was, say, 2 beautiful women, 2 good-looking guys. They go to Silicon Valley. This goes on, this is like a 3-year process. And they get in with one of the people at Silicon Valley, whether it's Instagram, whatever it may be, whatever social media platform. Well, the person that they start dating doesn't realize that this guy's undercover, and he's trying to figure out how they go about, like in Instagram, you have the Explorer page, ranking page, whatever it may be. How do they go about who they suppress and who they don't? And without getting into all kinds of shit with it, if you watch the documentary, it's insane.
Wow.
It's insane how they go about it. And it took them 3 years, but these 4 people were able to get to 4 different people that, it's a spider that's running the code.
Mm-hmm.
But then behind that, there's somebody who's telling the spider what to do. And they were able to get to 4 people that tell the spider what to do and what to suppress and when to suppress. It's really interesting.
Kidding.
Yeah.
Damn.
It'll blow your fucking mind.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not good to talk about on this channel, on YouTube. If we were on, my own server, we could talk all about it. But,
right.
But watch that. It's really good.
Okay.
Because it will really fuck you up.
I'll have to check it out.
So what else do you have going on?
Let's see here. Well, we got the Thursday night meat market with Josh Sagman.
Are you still going there all the time?
Yeah, I'm still there on Thursdays. Thursdays usually can dictate my weekend.
And what
with work?
What'd you say Josh has coming out? And Josh has been on there. Josh Sagman.
Josh has got something cooking. He's got The Rock is cooking, but he's got something. I'm gonna let him talk about that. But F1. We have this is it's coming up in May.
Now, before we get into this, why are you debating stepping away from this?
Well, I mean, it's with the Hard Rock Stadium, I've been with them now for almost 5 years, I think. I think my ceiling is hit. Like, I don't think I can offer more. Lots changed, COVID. I mean, we're still dealing with stuff there. A lot of things I don't want to deal with. Just lots changed. And it is what it is. I mean, in the sense that we're understaffed.
Oh,
so
that creates headaches.
Yeah,
I believe,
right? I mean, It's a wonderful organization. I love what they do. I love the fact that there's, worldwide concerts, soccer events, football, you want to call it, then football. You got something like this. I definitely want to experience this. I love tennis, so I'm very happy to be working the Miami Open.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
congratulations.
So that's coming.
You did that before, didn't you?
Yeah, I did it one year, and it was a great experience. I actually did it 2 years. But last year when we did it again, it was, there wasn't a lot of people there, and all the different rules and restrictions. And I guess for me, that's the thing that weighs the most, is that even though we've made improvements, we're not there yet, And I'm kind of like, it's boring, in the sense, for me, for someone who needs to be constantly doing something. It's kind of like, I don't want to deal with these restrictions. I don't want to put a mask on because, I'm not vaccinated yet.
Yeah. They're still on that?
Oh, yeah. So there's still a lot of things. So for me, it's kind of like when you weigh it all out, it's like, again, I love the organization. Plus now, with everything I'm doing, and the distance. That's the other thing, too. It's like before it didn't matter. There was no restrictions, and everything was great. And you go down there, but now it's like when you have all these restrictions going on, now... Is it worth that 45-minute drive? Really?
45 if you're lucky, if you time it right.
Yeah, and again, I'm not knocking it because I've had the best experiences. I got to work the Super Bowl. I was on the Super Bowl committee because of them. There's, a lot of great experiences, but I think that I've given it everything that I think I can. It's not like I'm going there and selling tickets or selling you on something, so it's been a good ride, but I definitely want to experience this.
Now, is F1, like NASCAR? The fans are crazy.
Yeah.
People don't understand how big NASCAR is. To me, it's like, like country music. The country music musicians, singers, they make more money than anyone. And they have that following forever. Forever. Taylor Swift, Tim McGraw, all of them, they kill. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is when you compare NASCAR to F1, racing, is it a similar type of fan base? Not nearly as popular? Just in your opinion.
Well, I think the demographics, you're gonna have more. It's
younger crowd maybe with the F1.
No, you definitely get an older crowd with money. It's a money crowd. It's a very prestigious, very. They expect to bring $400 million in 3 days. That's how much revenue they're bringing.
I believe it too.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, look at that bitch with the fucking yachts and everything.
Yeah, and that's just part of the course.
Now you said that's not built yet, right?
Building.
They're building. I haven't been to that outside area of the stadium.
Look at that. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So this is a render basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what it's going to be looking like. It's gonna be a sight. Right now everything's sold out, but then you can go on like StubHub and Vivid Seats, and everything's like $1,500 and up. A ticket for 1 day.
Yeah, and probably like nosebleed, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever had that issue with your events where people will buy them and put them on StubHub?
No, thank God, no. We haven't done it like that yet. We haven't gotten to that point where you're doing it like them. But hopefully, hopefully the Hangar, the way we're planning on it going. But something like this, that's a huge undertaking for those people.
Oh,
I'm excited. I don't even know what role I'm going to have in it. I'm just excited that I'll be a part of it. I'm making time for that, and and everything that comes with it. And who knows? I might stay, or just work, or be able to work certain events, not work all of them. It just doesn't make, right now it's not making a lot of sense. This past season, it was very challenging for me of what I could and could not do because of all my other obligations that I had, where I didn't have those obligations before. But because of COVID, they'll take whoever they can at this point that's available because they're understaffed. Whereas before, sorry, if you missed 2 or 3 games or events, you were done. That's it. They didn't need you, but because they're short, you kind of now call your own shot, so to speak. Anybody, not just me, but anybody that works for them.
Now, with that being said, does that lessen the quality of work environment?
I think yes and no. I mean, I guess it depends. I mean, it depends on the people you're, the people. I can't speak for the whole stadium. I know on the luxury side, they're anchored by some amazing people that know what they're doing. They've been there for years. So for them, I think they can just mold whoever comes in and but
mold them into what they want, right?
Yeah,
right.
More or less.
When they're looking for jobs. Now, when you partake in this, what all goes into getting that set up? Like as far as your role, when you were more involved in it, like when you were putting a lot of time into it.
Well, I mean, basically, you're just kind of just making sure people are not getting in the stadium or getting into the luxury area that shouldn't be in. And of course, if you have to escort anybody, then you have to. I mean, there was just more to do, really. I mean, now because you're understaffed, I'm doing more like, I wouldn't say ushering, but we're doing more security kind of work, even though I'm not security. I mean,
you're getting like pulled in directions that you normally never would because people aren't.
Right.
The staff is lessened, and now that workload becomes.
I mean, you still serve as a greeter,
yeah.
Which is great, but it's tough to be a greeter when you're also trying to do two other things, and but at this, again, certain games do get really, really busy, which is great. I love it, But then there's other games where it's very quiet, and those 2-3 hours seem like an eternity. I
know. I used to be like that when I would get taken to baseball games as a kid. No, I'm not harping on baseball, but like when it would go into extra innings, my jerk-off father, who I don't talk to anymore, but he used to take me, and it was like when it would go into extra innings, it was so fucking boring for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, again, overall, great experience. It's just. I just have more going on than I did when I first started. So, and the restrictions aren't exactly, we're doing things there, but there's still, still a lot of BS in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's just really what it comes down to. Like, I guess I don't want to say too much because I don't want them calling me saying, "Yo, Vic."
Right. No.
But
it's just, it's a lot of work and you got a lot going on, and to do it properly the way you would want to do it and want to do it, you need more time. And you got 10 different things going on at once that aren't little tiny things, and major networking to get just what we went through.
Yeah.
Now, out of all the things you have going on, what do you enjoy the most doing? The wheels and the wings, what you got coming up with the exclusive club, the polo. What do you personally enjoy the most being involved in? And if you don't want to answer that,
I think all of them have the commonality of people coming up to me and saying, "Hey, I really enjoyed what you did, and I had a blast." And to me, that's what gets me going. So by hearing that, that's the most rewarding. We did a squid crawl. Okay, so like the Valentine's crawl, we did a squid crawl. We themed it. We were going to just do a regular crawl. And Aaron, who helps me out a lot, I talked about before, he pitched me on the idea to do the squid crawl.
What's the squid crawl?
It's the squid crawl is based off the Squid Games on Netflix.
Shit!
Yeah. God, I wish I would have sent you some pictures.
You have one?
Let me see. Yeah. Oh, I'm pretty sure I do.
You know how it is. We're just hanging out. Who gives a fuck? I don't like it. Turn it the fuck off.
That's awesome.
No. So
he comes up with some hell of an ideas,
So he pitched me on the idea, and I was kind of like, man.
I'm fucking tired just listening to him. All the shit he's doing.
He pitches me the idea. He goes, "You got to check this out. Check it out on Netflix." I call him back, and I'm like, "Bro, I don't got time to watch 9 episodes." I'm like, but then I got hooked. Then I just stopped everything I was doing, and I went on a bender. I was like, I didn't even know that this possible. Binge watch, but not bender. Binge watch. And I mean, 4 or 5 episodes in, I mean, you build all that emotional investment. Everybody dies. Spoiler alert.
And how behind were you with work after you binge watched all them?
But we did.
Did your phone have a battery left?
Oh my God. I mean, I'm getting to it. Yeah. So
take your time.
We did the crawl, and in the series, there's a bunch of games that these guys play. They basically, everybody's a degenerate, has money that they owe a lot of, they're back of their taxes, they are behind in the loans, they all have a financial situation that really puts them in a bad spot, or they owe money, they bet a lot, but they're all degenerates in that one way. So these group of millionaires decided to put together a game and pitch these people on the idea. Basically, they would purposely find these people, you know, through credit reports and so forth. And this is all happening in Korea, and they would then, you know, come to you and try to play a game with you, and then if you lost, if you won, then they gave you a card, like a business card, and then when you got a call, they made you play.
Did you ever see that, Rob? Squid Crawl, right?
Yeah, Squid Game is
Squid Game. And what, on Netflix?
On Netflix. You got to watch. It's crazy.
It's like it's graphic too, ain't it?
It's very graphic.
Yeah.
So then, you know, red light, green light's very popular, you know, and just like the game, red light, green light. So there's like 410 participants. And they're all dressed up in green outfits, and they all have the numbers of who they are. So starting from 1 to 410, 420. And there's this girl machine, and then all of a sudden she'll say, you know, green light, and then they run, and then the second you say red light, you stop. If you don't stop, you know, complete stop, it has a motion detector, they shoot you, and you're dead. You're dead on the spot. They start shooting so many fucking people. I mean, one guy's kind of like, his sweat is dripping, the other guy's holding his leg, like, come on, like, you know, because if the machine senses, then boom, you're dead. So literally half the people die. And I mean, from there, they're playing, and it just narrowed it down. They basically play these kids' games, but to the death. And each body is worth something million. So in the end, the person that walks out is a billionaire because of all the bodies that are dead. You cash in every time somebody dies. So there's a lot of strategy that goes into it. I mean, there's one where you know, for the people that haven't seen it, I don't want to ruin it, but there's one heavy episode where you got to pick a partner, that one that you trust. So when you pick that partner, guess what? If you beat that partner or they beat you, that person's dead. You pick, so this whole time you're thinking, okay, you're thinking, okay, I need this person so that it'll take me to the next round. And I'm thinking, no. You know, either you or that person are dead.
Good hook.
You're killing, yeah.
Good writer. Good writer.
I mean, it's an intense. So going to the crawl, what we decided to do was create games, obviously not to the death, but to your drunkenness. And basically, you know, you got to dress up Halloween and so forth. We did prizes, and each venue, it was very interactive. You know, you played card games, you played, you know, drop the coin in a jar of water, and if it lands, great. And of course, play quarters. You know,
fucking cool.
You know, and it was very active. And what I found with that was it was a very, you know, people got into it. We gave prizes for best dressed, and of course, you know, all the winners. The crawl was very long, so at the very end, not everybody made it. You know, okay, people got really hammered.
When you say long, how long?
I mean, it was well over 5-6 hours. There, a lot of people were just stone cold hammered, hammered. So, you know, I felt bad, and then I decided in the end that all the people that waited, because it was, you know, we kept putting all the winners in a cup, and then we were gonna do a drawing and then pick out the winners from that way. So then to make it fair, I did it just like it just worked out that it wouldn't, again, not telling you too much about the show, where I was like, you know what, guys, forget everybody else. Everybody that stuck it and made it here this long, you guys are all gonna put your name, and we're gonna raffle off all the prizes for you guys and you guys only. Make it worth your while. People were going bananas. But my whole point is you're asking me the question, you know, it's sometimes the little things, because in that event, when they went to Roxy's rooftop, we had 330 people. We packed that rooftop. And the manager didn't even know how we were going to pull it off. But we decided to do red light, green light to music, and then pick out winners from there. And I mean, just seeing all the sea of people in costumes with the actual Squid Crawl band, I was kind of like, you know, damn, this is fucking awesome.
It's like kind of like self-satisfying, not like in a narcissist way. It's just that, like, you helped make this happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like an accomplishment in a way.
Yep. All right, so here we go. I got some picks for you now. So
you gonna do another one?
You know, I mean, maybe a different variation.
When you can breathe, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, clearly. But it was, you know, like I said, it was a great event. A lot of marketing. It was great. You know, we used a lot of different options, a lot of different pictures to promote the event.
All right, so this is the Squid Games here we're about to look at?
Yeah, so this is the crawl itself. So finally, this is the part that I was telling you about when we did it at Roxy's. It was just amazing to see all these people, that this was the crawl you guys, you know, that we did. You know, this is a video from when we're trying to get everybody to do the red light, green light to the cha-cha song.
And people that are listening, it's a bunch of people.
This is a contest. This is a contest. But we're doing the cha-cha. We're doing red light, green light to the cha-cha song.
So people are just listening. It's they're just dancing to the cha-cha song.
And when we tell them red light, boom, like they got to stop.
They got to stop. Yeah.
They're pretty smart. It took a while. We had to get, again, it took a lot of work to eliminate these people. And this is before the cha-cha dance. But look at all these people.
He's got red hair. You got red hair. You got rainbow hair. You got all kinds of crazy. Guy looks like he just got out of jail. He's going to outer space.
And then there's still more people at the bar that you just can't see it because past the exit side. Look at these guys.
Pennywise.
And now there's two clowns dressed.
Two hits.
Pennywise.
Pennywise, yeah. And this was at Roxy's rooftop.
That's cool as fuck.
And then here, again, the numbers of the players. So here, the me in the suit represents the final at the end. So 4, 5, 6 is he's the main star of the show. So he makes it to the very end. So you get to see 4, 5, 6 as the participant. Me, I'm dressed up as the finalist in the final round. They give him a tuxedo. And 025, she had a big role as well. She obviously doesn't make it. So, but I mean, it was really cool. I mean, it was a well done. We created the business cards that looked exactly from the show that everybody got. I mean, it was a well done event. I mean, everybody loved it. And again, I mean, it's something that we could probably do again. But again, that to me, that was kind of rewarding. So for me, it's always a cool thing when people congratulate you. I love hearing. Whether it be at the Speakeasy, hey man, I love what you did here, this is awesome, or the Hangar event, what an awesome event, But I mean, when you see something like that, I mean, for me, it's kind of like, wow, yeah, this is pretty cool. We did this.
It's like, yeah, like you did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With your team, you know. Now, when you go to the rooftop and you say, look, we'd like to do this, is there a lot of like, not backlash, but pushback, or they're willing? And I don't mean now because I know you now, but initially when you started working with places.
I think it just comes down to what the concept of what we're trying to do, what kind of themed event it is. But at the end of the day, it's numbers, and numbers translated into sales. Our crawl, the way we set up our crawls, not all the places you're going to get a free drink. If you don't get a free drink, you're going to get a discount. So so if you're not offering a free drink and you're going in for a discount, and you're still, people are still spending money. So when you have something like 300 people going to a venue, yeah, you're making something,
Yeah.
And it's also people that you wouldn't have had at that hour.
Hell.
So
and 300 people on a rooftop, that's a lot of people.
That's not to say,
like you said,
we don't get that many at every crawl. That takes a Halloween crawl,
a big event,
Christmas crawl. There's certain crawls that we know that we can hit that 200 and above mark, and others they don't hit that number, and that's fine, But everyone's different. But yeah, a lot of the venues it varies on what they have going on as well. For all they know, they may have a band playing, or they've got a night already set up, or there's a sports thing going on. So it may not make sense for them, or they already have enough people that are going to be there by the hour that we're going to be there. That to them, it's they don't want to deal with it. It's too much, So it's a little bit a little bit of everything. But we've been fortunate because, I mean, we've been able to pull off some of these bigger crawls during a very busy time of the year. I mean, we did that one week before Halloween, but still, people dress up for Halloween for 2.5 weeks, maybe the whole month, So that's just how it goes.
And they're having fun.
Yeah.
And people need to have fun right now,
Yeah, I mean, this is, again, we're in Florida. I mean, I wish we could do these events in other states where that really need them.
Yeah.
But again, a lot of rules. We've been very fortunate. We got, our governor's been, and the people that are sitting now in position here, and the commissioners and so forth. I mean, they've done a phenomenal job, So I mean, they're letting us live.
I'm curious to see how California goes about the Super Bowl. It seems right now like they're going to be pretty lax about it, but I'm curious to see how lax they really are about it.
Right. We need somebody in there in the know. Yeah, because obviously, because to travel there, I don't think they've lifted those restrictions. I mean, you got to be vaccinated.
Yeah, as far as I know.
I think to attend the game, you've got to be vaccinated. I mean, I know that still holds, weight in Vegas.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of these places, or like in New York, I mean, they're not.
Yeah.
They're still, you
can't go to eat without it.
All right.
And the military, they made them get it.
Yep.
Or they're making them get it, or they're out,
But,
that's a whole nother ball game.
But again, I mean, the NFL, the Super Bowl. I mean, not to get political, but that's, you kind of know where they kind of lean. So I'm pretty convinced that, 95% of the people going to that game are vaccinated. And hey, it is what it is.
It's your choice.
Yeah.
Right?
That's your choice. But I got a feeling that a lot of them are. And,
if I was a bet man, I would agree with you.
Yeah. So, hey, that's going to be one happy party for them.
I know you got a meeting soon. I just have one question. So, with all the people that you associate yourself with and the networking, the bubble that we all see, like the housing market, like we talked about this the other day. Like my house went up $200,000. His house went up. I'm sure yours did. Other people. There's no way in hell my house is worth $200,000 more than what it was a year and a half ago. From all the different type of people that you hang with in business that are in the know, this has to pop, right? I mean, this can't sustain. In your opinion.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's been able to go, and it's still continuing.
That's why
it's super expensive to live in West Palm right now.
I know. I keep asking.
Condominiums are up to $3,000 a month. I
keep asking people like you that are around in the inn, and everybody says the same thing, that they're shocked that it hasn't popped yet. And on top of that, they're like, I could sell my house right now for triple, but then what? I go buy another house in Florida. Well, that house is triple too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to pop anytime soon.
But then when it does pop, so say it's another 2 years before it pops, and it's not because I'm not saying that because
I think when because I guess you're still technically in like a pandemic, so depending, but I think when we're really past that point where there's real normalcy, I think that's when it'll pop, because then people, you can go back to New York if those restrictions get lifted, but right now you're building small monopolies.
Yeah.
But until those restrictions get lifted and people feel comfortable going back and being able to do things they were doing,
Now, when it pops, what do you see happening? I mean, how do you, we went through, it was 08, right? It was the last kind of banger that we got hit with. With this, in your opinion, as a businessman and who you are, very successful, what do you see happening when it does pop?
I mean, you better have a lot of plan Bs and Cs and Ds, you really do. In terms of your investments, you got to find some other properties out there that people aren't looking at, because that's going to be the way to do it, because you don't want what you had was 3 times the value drop to nothing. It can happen. It happened, like you said, back in the day. I've seen it happen personally, I don't want to get into it for
sure.
My experience, but so you just kind of have to play your cards right. And, have other investments, other pieces of property that, that can serve like a mutual fund. You get your conservative funds, basically.
Right. Now, in like a general speaking, how much do you think that will affect business when that does pop? I mean, I understand, like we were kind of talking about real estate, but that goes for everything, because even commercial properties through the roof.
Yeah. Well, because it's a big domino effect.
Right.
It's a huge domino effect. So where certain areas are going to decrease in value, others will increase. And again, not talking about real estate, but just in general.
Yeah.
So I mean, how affected? I mean, I don't see the plum being really fast. So I think with this, you're gonna have enough time to make whatever adjustments you need to make.
Like you'll see it coming, and
yes.
you'll start to see things go down.
Yeah,
and
it won't be day and night, but it's gonna be. You'll be able to see it, and it'll be a nice wave.
Right.
Now,
last thing, the mom and pop shops. Personally, I miss them. I'm sure you do too. How do they come back?
That's tough.
Go get a loan.
Get a serious loan.
Hopefully, you still got some credit left that you didn't get destroyed in the last year. And
I mean, I've been wanting to take a road trip to go to all the states. Really just want to, I wanted to, obviously I don't have the time to do it, but I've been wanting to just, because you just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, all you know is what you really experience. You could have a really bad day, but I'll never know how bad your day really was because I'm not in you. I'm not inside your mind. I'm not, so for us, it's like, it's easy for us to talk the way we're talking, but we don't really know how it is in other states and what they really deal with and so forth, or countries.
Yeah.
We don't know. Australia had it bad for a long time. England had it bad for a long time. We just don't know other than asking friends and friends of friends. But you don't, until you experience it. Like if you break a leg, you could say, okay, hey, you know what? Tommy, you know, hey, whatever you need, I'll do whatever I can for you, you know. But if you haven't, until you break that leg, you don't really know that experience. You don't know, you know. So it's one of those where you just don't know. So it's kind of like, you know, as far as what's real and not real through all that we've been going through, I'd like to really just take a tour and just go
see it for yourself,
see it for myself, and then make that assessment of like.
The one thing that was really, really interesting about Australia, what they did was when it first hit, they basically segregated everybody. They didn't let anybody in. It was like, say, West Palm Beach. Everybody had to stay in West Palm Beach. And they just lived within West Palm Beach, and it was just West Palm Beach. Like, if you were in Fort Lauderdale and you wanted to be here, you had to go to West Palm Beach. And they segregated everybody there for 6, 7, 8 months. And nobody got anything. And then they were like, oh, well, okay, you know, time to open up again. And then the O1 hit, and then that fucking... whatever O is, who the fuck really knows? You know what I mean? Then it plastered them. It plastered the shit out of them.
Yeah.
You know? But they lived pretty comfortable like that because they were like, okay, well, I still got my stores open, but they didn't let anybody in. I mean, even before then, you couldn't ship a pen into Australia. You can't get nothing through them.
Yeah, I mean, didn't they have those concentration camps or something like that?
Yeah, no, they did.
Yeah,
they did. Yeah.
And you had to quarantine for 14 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend, I forget where he was, and you know, if he not stayed at his friend's house, he had to quarantine. It would have cost him $16,000 for the days that he was out. I forget where he was.
Yeah, and other places were locking you up.
$16K. Yeah, that's crazy.
It was either money or jail at a lot of places.
Yeah.
And then some didn't do shit. You know, but
still a weird time.
Weird time.
You know, again, you know, they call it the new norm. I don't like to call that the new norm at all. But I hope that with time we'll be able to get back to what we used to. It's gonna take a lot of time, and you just never know. But hey, I mean, you just you know, you got to worry about what you can't control, and that's pretty much it. And not be phased. You know, I mean, even in business, you gotta just, you know, if you're gonna start a business, you gotta adjust. You gotta adjust, and you know, follow your gut, and just you know, truck away. You know, and don't get defeated by, you know, what other people might say, you know, you can and cannot do, or in the situations that you're led to believe via the media or any kind of mainstream, you know. So it's just, you know, you got to really trust, you know, follow your own instincts. And then, I mean, I think now, I mean, we're kind of in survival mode, you know. I mean, the survival of the fittest. And if you can't adjust and if you can't acclimate yourself to the enviurement that they're in right now, then you're going to be left behind.
You're going to have a fucking
problem. Vaccine or no vaccine.
Yeah.
That's just it.
What couldn't have been said better.
Yeah.
What's up, Rob?
One last thing. He's got to go. You know, you do all these amazing things, and you're talking about the future and planning and doing that type of stuff. Have you ever thought, I mean, maybe preliminary, but about the virtual, you know, they have virtual. No, seriously, they have virtual headsets now, and they're talking about like NBA games. There'll be virtual tickets, so you can put on a headset and sit courtside. So you're actually courtside. So they can sell an infinite amount of courtside tickets.
It's common.
You know, to answer your question briefly, yeah, I thought about it. I've even joked around about it. When we did, not this crawl, but we did the Christmas crawl, I said, man, you know, it'd be kind of cool to do a virtual, or one day we might have to, or do other events or concerts, or do something where it'll be virtual. You can have that, you know, and I think it's crazy to say that, I mean, it could be a possibility, you know. I mean, I would never rule it out. I mean, now you've got, you know, the metaverse and all that out there, and virtual real estate, and, you know,
like we said,
like the Matrix.
Bro, you'll laugh at me, and Rob fell for it too. We had somebody in, and they were like, go to earth.co, you can buy land. And I really thought it was fucking land. I was like, oh shit, I could buy a piece of China.
I have a friend that sells pieces of the moon. You can buy pieces of the moon and Mars. Real estate in moon and Mars. Get out of here.
I don't know where I'm in some fucking dimension or something, right?
I'm like Captain America, man. I'm frozen in time. You know, like 75 years, and you're like, what the hell just happened here?
Well, don't worry. By the time we get through this part, which I think we will bounce back, even with the bubble, by then the robots will be here.
Yeah.
And then we're fucked.
Centroids, we're fucked.
Fucked. It's over then. It's over. Evolution. I mean, whether you believe in God or you don't, things evolve no matter what. And
true.
We're not the end. That's for damn sure.
Yep,
agreed. But I'll tell you what, I think not now. You don't need them now. But at some point, a wheels, wings, and fashion with the glasses.
Yeah.
I might even go buy, if Apple hasn't come out with them yet, I might even buy that motherfucker's glasses just for
Facebook?
Well, I'm going.
The Oculus, yeah. Listen, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I think that's obviously something that can be explored. Get out your wallet to build that motherfucker, boy. Yeah,
that's a lot of coding.
Yeah, or a virtual hangar, Yeah.
But you know how much you be able to benefit from that, and a lot of the charity that you do. Go on to camera 6 because I want to give right where you're at. Because the donation that you got, I want to give. I think you should give a shout out to them. They donated what, 10 grand?
Yeah, that was to the George Snow Scholarship Fund. That's actually Tim Snow, the late George Snow. That's his brother. And we did the check presentation there for at the Signature, and he was very happy. In fact, it was more than what he thought we were going to give him based on what we had raised and expenses and all that. And again, I got a funny story to share after this Wings, Wheels, and Fashion about that check presentation. Actually, just the moment that I had with Tim Snow. It's good. It's good, but I have to wait till after. So maybe two more appearances, and then I'll be able to be medically clear to speak.
Absolutely. I just want to give a shout out to that.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Great stuff, Victor. And you never told me how you went and got your sponsors, but you can tell me next time. You got you're gonna be late for your shit next time.
I appreciate it, though. I might be streaking this Sunday. You never know.
Maybe. You might want to shave the chest hair next
Seriously.
I'm just talking with you. Always a blast with you, Victor, man.
Oh, man.
I'll see you soon.
It's awesome.
Not so long this time.
I know, man. About 6 months.
Too long.
It's a long time.
But,
by then you might have 250,000, 300.
I don't know. If I could get some fuck to get me a better table, trying to hire somebody to get a table is like trying to, I don't even know what. But with that, get to your meeting. Thank you for your time, Vic. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be at these fucking things.
Can't wait, man. It's going to be awesome.
All right, brother.
Yeah, man.
And you got to end it with the rock. The cooking one. With the tongue and everything.
If you smell what the rock is cooking.